Greetings, people of the internet.
Hello, denizens of the interwebs.
Hi.
Also, hello to all of you, my players, who will be experiencing character. I was gonna say death, but that's not true, probably.
Probably. Maybe.
Session starts.
our-
Rocks fall.
I mean, our cleric experiences death every day, but I mean,
Well, not personally.
how do we know?
You don't.
Yeah, jokes on all of you. Bracken is actually a zombie under the armor.
All right, who's handling the bathing scene?
Oh yeah, man, still one of my favorite moments from DNR history.
The smooth jazz just really made it.
Yeah. Looking at my notes, making sure, Bastion, you have tides ready for me. Just making sure I
Yes.
remember that. That's good.
Yep.
Okay. Is everyone equipped with proper beverages and foods? Snickety
That
snooks?
is a good point. I just
Yes.
finished off my water. Let me go refill that.
Let me go grab a couple bottles real quick.
Be right back, real quick, guys.
For
Sorry
drinking,
we're doing
obviously.
this so early in the stream.
Not for sticking up your butt.
I have tea. And I have soda somewhere.
Somewhere. Extra dimensional soda.
Nah, it's just on the floor.
Oh, well.
Floor
Sometimes,
soda.
yeah, sometimes the floor feels like an extra dimension.
Well, that's how my feet feel sometimes.
Yeah.
Monks aren't very good at healing, I don't think.
They get a thing later, like level 6 or something, that lets them do a self-heal.
However, if you're talking about healing someone else, no, I don't think punching them will help.
Yeah.
Nope.
Science has proven
Oh,
that
yeah.
love does not include a pile driver through a table.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. There's a wholeness of body that they get.
Alright, I'm
To
back.
fix
However-
the... Monks get wholeness of body to fix the times when they have, like, separations of body, i.e.
Yep.
wounds.
But a lightning mage would be very useful in helping restore the dead. Claire.
Unfortunately, I'm thunder, not lightning. I might startle them awake.
Darn. Well,
All right. Everyone is good to go.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Aye. And Spork.
I am ready. I was trying to make a utensil joke, but I just couldn't come up with one.
Okay.
I spooned the very bottoms of my mind trying to find one, and I just couldn't forking it out.
Cutting
Last
edge
one's one.
puns.
Excellent. Okay. Well then, last time when we last left our heroes, you guys, after figuring out what to do, you made some plans with Faint's contact, Al Akio, to sneak in to the slaver base in the low docks. We had a chat. Bastion had a chat with his old mentor, Arcus Havenscape. Got his hands redid. Got a nice manicure.
Fabulous.
A fabulous manicure. You guys had a slight change of plans. Al discovered that there were some secret tunnels in the cellars that would probably lead you into sort of the underbelly of the slaver operation. And indeed, you discovered this to be true after what turned out to be a rather dire run-in with a gelatinous cube. you guys managed to breach the inside of the Slaver stronghold, where you have found they've apparently hired at least one Etten to sort of guard. There's like a fighting pit. You have discovered that they have at least 2 blue dragons at their service, young
Had.
wormling blue dragons.
I was gonna make that joke.
Indeed, yeah, they have been slain. There's some weird, funky voodoo going on with these sort of caged slaves who appear lifeless. But at the present time, you have just defeated 2 thugs and killed the 2 blue dragon wormlings that they had with them. And thanks to Bastion's hold person spell, you have a hostage, which I believe you were about to ask some questions.
Hey, before we do
Yep.
that, I have a question. If we find my sister and she's in a similar coma, would she be catatonic?
Yes, and
Ow.
yeah, that would, yeah, my heart is warmed by that statement.
I thought I broke Aaron for a second.
No, I just couldn't
case-
process it. I just couldn't process the glory of what you had just said.
If that's the case, then we really got to get to her right now.
It's such a shame you guys aren't making these in character, because there'd be inspiration going around like gangbusters.
I already
You're-
have inspiration.
Bastion's right, though. This is absolutely pertinent to the mission that we hurry up.
That was basically in character, so go ahead, have some inspiration.
I already have inspiration.
Oh, better start spending it then.
Real.
How do we spend inspiration?
You just re-roll.
Yeah.
We could have used it last game, but the problem is we rolled so poorly, it would have been constant.
And here
Yeah.
I am using my class abilities.
You could just be punning up a storm here to farm your inspiration.
Yeah, I don't remember how I got my inspiration though, and I'm fairly sure it wasn't a pun.
No, it's Rachna had a brief moment of actual humanity when he's like telling Feint that he would stand beside him to find his sister.
Oh right. Okay.
Bastards
I
was
forgot the reason.
100% a pun.
Anyway, so before you, at the end of this hall, is a still, I believe, currently paralyzed thug fellow wearing a rather tacky executioner mask.
He's out cold, right?
I believe he's still paralyzed by Bastion's hold person spell.
I believe Bastion said he was going to hold that until someone else had him otherwise restrained or, dealt with in a way that we wouldn't have to worry about him, lashing out at us or calling for the large number of people out by the arena that I remember being there.
Jerry would grab some of those chains that were attached to the dragon and start wrapping this guy up with the chains.
I'm gonna put the head of the dragon that I rode off into my backpack.
Okay, your backpack is now full.
Darn.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
It is
Thank-
certainly full now.
Feint will walk over as Jerry's doing that and just kind of help Jerry. And then once Jerry's kind of got him pretty secured in, he'll unsheath his short sword and just kind of gently lean onto the thug,
Oh, oops.
right on his throat. So we're just kind of pricking, just so if he moves too much, it's donezo.
Okay.
At this point, Bastion will release the hold person, and he will move to the end of this hallway here, and just kind of keeping ear out to the door, watching down the hallway, just making sure that we're not attracting a whole bunch of attention.
Cool. Out that way, you still hear the hoots and hollers of the fighting arena. That still seems to be going on.
Bastion, can you hear the stomping around of that giant ogre?
This can also be heard.
Okay, Bastion's gonna He's just gonna nod as to not, speak and raise attention.
After he does that, Faint will turn back around to this thug, look at him, and just simply say, "Now, my companions have some questions for you, and I would advise you answer them and keep your tongue held. Otherwise, your tongue and the rest of your head won't be attached anymore."
Hold up the dragon head for reference.
Did Bastion drop the spell yet?
Yes.
Okay. So when Faint says that, the thug just like looks wide-eyed, just nods silently.
Jerry will just jump straight to it and just say, "We're looking for a Tabaxi girl. Where is she?"
The bandit gives a big gulp. She's down a ways, past the workshop. There's a few more cells down at the end of the hall. There's a bunch of them, down 5 or 6. Not Tabaxis, but others. And also the Tabaxi. He's just like really make sure that he makes sure that you know.
Is she in the same state that these are?
He sort of looks at you. Point. He sort of looks at them. He says, "Not when I saw her last." He says, though, Kane just went down there, though.
Let's
Faint will
go.
turn.
We don't have time to waste here.
I was about to say, Faint will turn around and look at Jerry and kind of like question him with eyes. It's like, "Is there anything else?" And he'll kind of like do a quick glance around at the rest of the group.
Jerry will just say, and what was the... Sorry, Aaron, what was the wizard's name again? It was...
Vermin Kane.
Yes.
Kane.
I keep thinking of him as Rat.
He'll just say, "Kane, when did he last come by? I need a time."
He says, "Maybe 7 minutes ago."
Jerry will just look at Faint and with sort of a worried look in his eye, and just nod and say, "I'm done if you are."
Bastion is looking anxious and is just kind of tilting his head down this hallway here.
So, all right, then if no one else is gonna question, Faint. I should point out, Faint all like fully cloaked. Also, like his armor's this heavy like cloak. He's got one of the heavier cloaks he took, covering him on top of that. So he's essentially just he's just a hulking mass of robes and armor at this point, or leather armor. So he like turns around like we're about to leave, and as he does that, he kind of just takes his sword, flips it around, so he's holding it blind samurai style, jams it into the dude's throat, and then leaves it there, and then just elbows it in further, and then grabs it, pulls it out, sheaths it, or wipes it off with his cloak, sheaths it, and starts walking that way.
He is obviously super dead.
And as Faint's walking, "Slavers have no place in this world." Just walks straight past Jerry and everyone else, and just...
Are we going for stealth, or are we just going to go as fast as possible?
No. As soon as we get in there and we see him, we go loud. I am sick of people like this.
And I'll lead the way.
Jerry's just looking at the door that Bastion's at real quick. Does the door move in or out?
So I will. The door swings. Thinking here, the door swings this way.
Okay, so let's pile some dragon against it.
What about this table in here too?
I think it's going to be a little bit too much time and noise to move the table. Let's just put a little bit of a barricade and move on.
All right. As they're doing that, I want to check the bodies though, to see if there's like keys or anything on them.
Sure, yeah. You rummage through the bodies and you find a smattering of gold. You find like 20 gold between the two of them. And indeed, on the one you killed just now, you find that he was carrying a ring of rusty iron keys.
A ring of keys. Is that magic? Stupid.
That'd be a cool magic item, though. The ring
Um,
of keys, like cast knock and stuff. That'd be
What
cool.
do the chains that are holding the dragons, or that were attached to the dragons? What do they look like?
So they are big, thick iron chains that attach to a collar that goes around the neck. You can see, looking closely at them, that there are some faint magical sigils on them, but they seem subdued.
That's fine. I was how heavy are they? That's what I'm asking.
They seem fairly weighty.
Can I get them? Is what I was asking.
Yes. Oh, yes. You could pick them up, certainly.
Okay.
One of them doesn't have a head to it, so
Yeah, it's fairly. But okay, so I do it, and then I wrap the set of chains, both of them in a ball of cloth, and I put them in my pack. And then at about this time, I assume everyone else is done with moving everything, right?
Yeah, it probably seems reasonable. That's what Bastion will be doing, just to kind of try and speed things up.
Oh, Bastion. By the way, did you mark down that you have the broom?
I did, yes.
I was just making sure because I'm about to take it off, and I didn't want to take it off, and then you didn't have it, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, so you're grabbing it back from me?
No, you've got
okay.
Yeah, I was just. This is JB asking you, making sure that you have it.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Bastion's gonna be like, yeah, still got it here. And you can see it just like poking up from across his back.
Okay. All right, you might need that in a bit. And you just kind of like, you don't. I don't know if the party would have seen him take the chains because it was kind of one of those things. I assume you guys were moving the bodies and everything. So, well, no, you would have seen me take the chains off the dragons if you're putting the dragons.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, yep, we start heading that way. I let Rockton goes first because that's what he said he's going to do.
Bastion
I am the
would-
tank.
Yeah. Bastion would be waiting at this kind of intersection, and he would pick up the rear.
Cool. So you look down this hall, Rachna, who is in the front, and you see this like dingy dungeon hallway, and it sort of slopes down a bit. There's like a small set of stairs. Water drips from the wet, like moldy rafters above, and it seems to open up into a little bit of a just sort of like a guard area. There's like some chairs. There's like a couple like weapon racks and stuff, but there's no one there currently.
Okay, keep going. Also, I'm going to use Cure Wounds on Jerry since he's not looking too good.
I don't think any of us are looking too good. Not as far
Well,
as
I'm fine.
not the
Bastion's not bad.
squishies. I've got 16 hit points left.
Yeah, I'm at 23.
9 more hit points.
If anyone has a healing potion, I mean that could help, but I don't have any. All right, so we go down the hallway then, everyone.
Seems like it is the case. You see the occasional rat scurry past. Is the party trying to be particularly stealthy about this?
Not at this point, no.
No, Ratna is
Okay.
not stealthy.
By the
Okay.
way, I gave Rachna the cloak of Elven Kind. He shouldn't have disadvantage anymore on his stealth checks. I remember that after last session because we were so tired towards the end.
I forgot too.
That's important.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
Cool. Coming down into this little guard area that's currently empty, there does seem to be another set of stairs and a passage that continues even further down. From this passage, you can see in the from below, you can see a glow, a sort of a faint blue glow that pulses, brightens and then fades, brightens and then fades.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to check something before we do anything about this.
Bastion, as he's following along behind, as soon as he sees this, he's gonna like you guys can hear his pace falter a little bit, and then like after a second he picks his pace back up and catches up with you guys.
So I'm going to. Avara is still riding on. Who had Avara? I think it was
me.
Yeah. So Avara is still riding on Rachna's shoulder, and I'm just gonna kind of tell. I'm just going to look at her and just kind of nod forward and tell her to kind of just go see what she hears or sees. I mean, or yeah, sees or hears or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So certainly, Avara goes down the passage, down these set of stairs towards the pulsing blue light, and she sees there is a more dank dungeon passage that ends in a dead end, but there are two doors down here, two cell doors, and but this is not the thing that catches her eyes the most. Standing in this dank dungeon passage, you can see there is a figure who is in front of this first cell. This figure is dressed in an obscuring black and brown robe, and in one hand they carry a staff, and in the other hand, though, is outstretched towards the cell door, and from that hand there is a pulsing blue line of magical energy that is going into the cell.
Can she see past him into what's in the cell? Because I'm currently looking through her eyes. I'm warped out, meaning I can't hear or see anything.
Certainly.
Also, is he chanting?
There is no chanting that you can hear, though. Everyone's can make me a perception check if they would like.
Where's perception?
You want me to use Avara's stuff?
Yeah, that'd be great.
She has advantage on that. Oh, never mind.
Cool.
Never mind.
So, Rachna and Bastion, you guys can hear. There's this faint, rattling breath that comes from this passage down where the pulsing blue light is. Just this sort of
Also, I haven't stopped. I'm marching down the stairs.
Oh, okay. We will get to this in just a moment. You are going down.
But yeah, you never did tell me if she could see past them.
Yes. Indeed. So Avara can see. We're going to do several things are happening here at once. So I just want to make sure that we get everything done and good.
Yep.
Yeah.
As we're marching down, Bastion, upon hearing this, is going to kind of back into this corner and try and get line of sight as far as a clear line of sight down past Rachna as he can.
Cool. So indeed, Avara can see into this first cell, and there are two sort of middle-aged men in this cell. One is just as the other slaves have been, sort of standing there, lifeless and dull. The other is currently, she can see the blue line of magic is connected to this man's chest, and he's sort of held there as this magic does something to him. Avara can see into the other cell as well, and there
Hey,
appear to
Chrysler, thanks for
be
following. You're the real hero.
3 people in this other cell. A large human man with a big scraggly beard, a small human child, a girl with sort of darker skin, and curled up at the back of the cell, shivering in the fetal position, Avara sees a black tabaxi.
All right, give me 10 seconds. I've got to go grab my clothes because my dryer's going nuts right now. So
Okay.
I'll do that. And give me 10 seconds. I just got to go grab them.
So you are
Okay.
not wearing pants. Got it.
Pants are for the weak.
I think we found what we came here for.
Yep.
Which is good because we're about to go loud. Bastion does not feel awesome about that, but he's ready for it.
Yeah, I do need spark here for what I'm about to do next, so I'll just
Yep.
Yeah, it's all
chill.
good.
All right, I'm back. Now, is everyone else here? That's the important question.
I am.
Yes.
Everyone else is indeed here. So, real quick, what was Avara doing any stealthiness in her going down?
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume she's.
Can she make a stealth check for me?
Yes, let me check her stat.
In advancing down, I'm assuming that I'm trying to remember, but I'm assuming that Faint's done this in front of us before, and so like we would know what it looks like whenever he
Ooh.
like
Huh.
goes very like no sight, no hearing kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so as we're moving past, Bastion would like, or as I was moving past you, Bastion would like put you in a position like in like the middle of the room and like grab you so that you stopped moving, so that you weren't like walking into walls and stuff as we were moving down.
Oh no, I assume that Faint does it. So
Yeah.
I assume he stops and like leans against the wall. He's not going to be standing out in the middle of the room, continue walking unless someone's guiding him somewhere.
Yeah, Bastion would guide you so that you're like,
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. She's not being that stealthy.
All right. So, the wizard who is down there, the magical user, who is doing some sort of strange magic to the slave, sort of underneath their hood, you can see their head sort of cock up slowly and kind of jerkily, and see Avara flying above him.
I will say this: as soon as I saw, it is very recognizably his sister, right?
It is absolutely Onyx Sky.
All right. So as soon as he saw her, he would have dropped the warg state, unsheathed his sword, pulled out his other dagger, and just started walking forward. And while he was doing that, he would have snapped his fingers and, assuming he doesn't do something first, he would have snapped his finger and dismissed Avara.
Perfect.
Because like it was one of those things, like he knew what he was doing, sending her in there, and once he saw him turn around, and he had just seen Sky, he snaps his finger, and Avara, in like a golden puff of smoke or a flame, and you guys just see Faint walk forward.
Not in no stealthiness, obviously.
At this
No.
point, no. I assume
Right.
like as soon as Rockna sees it, he's walking forward too, and everyone else is like, or Jerry. I assume Bastion's probably still sticking in the back.
Yep,
Okay.
keep my range.
You descend down this short flight of stairs into this dungeon hallway, and the robed figure there turns to you. The spell against the prisoner, the blue energy ceases, dissipates, and turns slowly and with a confidence towards you, and says, "I do not remember."
I want to huck a dagger at him as soon as he opens his mouth.
Cool. Do it.
Also, I was going to do something as soon as he opened his mouth as well.
Right? What
Alright.
are you guys doing? Doing some sealants.
I'm
I
just
want to hear the exposition.
Fate has zero. Like he, as soon as he saw his sister, he went dead. Like it's this dude's dying.
Actually, no, not silent. Sorry. He was more just going to just. How close is the guy?
He's like 20 feet away.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and charge him.
Okay.
I assume it's a surprise. So
I mean, no, because you walked. You just like announced yourself. There was no stealth.
well, he was talking. It was just I was.
There is no surprise in this case. I'm sorry.
All right, fine. I miss.
So
unless
indeed,
his armor class is 10, which is standard
it is-
human.
it is not sadly 10. The dagger just sort of like whooshes through the guy's like a side of the guy's robes and just clatters behind you. It looks like it cut through some robes, but did no appreciable damage.
All right, so you guys. Can I? I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you, Aaron.
No worries, man. I
was
understand it's a tense situation.
Yeah, I was just gonna explain. I was just gonna kind of like give flavor to it. Like you guys watch as Rachna like walks forward and then Faint right behind him flips his dagger up and just hucks it. And as he does it, he kind of can tell, oh, it was a bad throw. But whoever's looking at his side, he's calm on the surface, but that wild eyes kind of like growing. He pulls out his hand crossbow and immediately like cocks it, and like he's not obviously I can't fire again, but it's just one of those things. It's just for flavor. Where he's got his hand crossbow in his hand now at this point.
Yeah.
Cool.
As Faint throws it, Ryan is just going to bolt forward towards the guy.
Alright. Do you want to make an attack?
No, basically just shield bashing him against the cell wall.
Okay. I think that
The cell
also
door,
counts
I
as
mean.
an attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what do I roll?
just give me the same calculation as like your like melee attack, strength plus proficiency.
Good roll.
It's 20 or 20.
This is
Take your
the-
pick.
This is good. This is good. So you go down, shield set, charging this guy. However, at the last moment, with a flick of his snap of his fingers, a translucent blue shield emerges in front of him, and your charge is deflected off to the side. He casts the shield spell.
Well, I know what his AC is now, at least.
Yeah, below 20.
No, it's 15.
Ah,
Yeah, it's got to be 15 because it's a +5. So at the very least, it has to at
Yeah.
least be 15.
minimum
If not more.
15. Okay.
I think now might be a good time to roll initiative.
Sounds good to me.
So
7.
Whew.
And is the cell door open or is the cell door like closed and locked?
Cell door is currently closed.
Healthy crit 20.
That is very nice.
I got a
very
21.
nice.
I don't have it. I forgot to select my token, but you know.
All right. So Bastion, Faint, and Jerry all go before the magician.
And then there's me.
So we'll start with Bastion.
Alrighty, let's see. I am looking at a quick thing. Okay, that's good to know. I think that Bastion is going to start by let's go with he'll loose an arrow at him. Just, trying to distract his attention and blow kind of trying to force his hand a little bit.
Cool.
So he will whip out his bow, knock an arrow, and let loose.
The 19, the arrow flies towards the figure. However, the shield is still up. It ends at I believe it's the end of the caster's next turn.
Sure.
So it bounces off the shield spell.
Alrighty.
I faint.
All right, so Fate seeing the arrow bounce off of the shield, he's going to look. Rachna's right up on him, right?
Yep.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, is he within 5 feet?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So Faint's going to kind of give a good look at him, and he's going to let loose his hand crossbow. Oh my god!
Sadness. The shield
rolls.
deflects your
They are
attack.
not with us today.
I should have waited. All right. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I'll duck behind a wall or something so I can get cover.
Wonderful. It is now Jerry's turn.
Is this guy between Jerry and the door? To the
Yes.
cell?
Indeed. This guy is standing directly in front of the door to the first cell.
Well, if he's standing in front of the door, I don't want him to be standing there anymore. So I'm gonna do a flurry of blows to try and push him back. So I'm gonna spend my last key point, and I'm gonna make 3 unarmed attacks, ending with a big old kick to try and push him the hell out of the way.
The first attack misses, and you just hear this very condescending. But however, the second attack takes the figure quite by surprise, as it manages to get past the shield.
Aha. So 7 damage.
Hey, for 7 big ones.
So I am choosing to must make a strength saving throw. If it fails, you can push it up to 15 feet away.
All right. Let us see strength here.
And
It fails.
Wow.
Is pushed 10 feet away, or 15 feet away.
15 feet
So it
back.
falls back. Jerry, as you punch this figure, you do not feel a lot of resistance. You feel like where there should be there should be flesh, there is bones.
That pushed him outside of my line of sight, right?
I will say that because this hallway is a straight one.
Oh, okay.
Convenience that you can still see. I mean, it's just like 15 feet back.
Okay.
So
cool.
and who's got the wondrous item, the Ring of Keys?
I do.
Jerry would look over at Faint and just say, "Get your sister out. We'll hold him off."
So, just to make sure we're all clear on what's going on, there were 2 cells in this hallway. The front one had 2 human males in it. The back one had Faint's sister in it. The wizard is now in front of the door. Is now in front of the cell that houses Faint's sister.
Oh,
Oh, it's fine. It makes sense. Like, essentially, like, Jerry wouldn't have known that. Faint hasn't said a word, really. Faint's been stark quiet even since the beginning. Like, when he was walking down the stairs, he didn't say anything. Like, he didn't have any snark. It was just all business at this point. So it makes sense that Jerry wouldn't know that, which cell he was in, or she was in.
All right, with that end Jerry's turn.
Jerry's turn is done.
All right. So, the figure sort of like stands back. You can see the shield spell dissipate. The figure tries to regain some composure, and sort of lifts its head, and you can see from under the hood there are these 5 like little points of light that might indicate eyes from beneath the darkness of the hood. And a rattling voice comes out and says, "Why do you come here? What do you wish?"
Is that his action?
That is, he's asking you why you're here. It's then Ragna's turn. If you want to do anything.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use Sacred Flame.
Okay. Do it up.
DC 14.
DC 14 dexterity saving throw. Okay. Which he succeeds on.
Darn.
Indeed, so
But
it's
I'm gonna
casually
go basically
stepping out of the
right
way.
in front of him.
Okay. You get all up in his grill.
Yep.
He's like, "You are not the talkative types, I see." He says, "We have no need to fight. Tell me what you are wishing from this place." And we're back to Bastion.
Bastion's going to say, we're just here to free some people. Stand back and don't try to stop us. And he is going to he's going to take a defensive stance, and he will take the dodge action. And he's like keeping like lock eyes on this guy, waiting for him to try some shit.
Faint.
Why do we waste words? I'm here. I'm here to take back someone who is taken from me. That is all you need to know. And Faint will very businesslike turn back from around the corner and just walk forward. And as he's walking forward, I don't know who's behind Faint right now.
Probably Jerry?
I think.
Bastion's at the back.
Bastion's at the back, and then Faint, and then Jerry pushed the guy, and then Ragna's up in his face now, right?
Right.
Just a question of logistics. How far away is the guy from Bastion?
Probably like 30 feet.
Okay, cool.
So, whoever's behind Faint will see him reach into his bag, and where he bundled up those chains, he unravels them and gets one end in each hand, and he's just gonna bolt dead at the guy, and essentially he's going to take the length in between his two hands, and he's going to shove it into the guy and just like slide behind him and just try to just pull it tight around his face or his neck, however big the chains are.
So you're trying to like strangle the guy with the chains?
Yes.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
An attack roll?
Yeah, just it can be, yeah, sure, you can make an acrobatics check. The same math on that. Cool, yeah, you do. You manage to slip the chains around this guy's neck. It doesn't look like he really put up a lot of resistance.
All right, well, having him in this position, I'm going to grab one end of the thing with my arm and like kind of like cup it in between my forearm and my bicep, like pull it tight. And then on the other hand, I'm going to take my short sword and I want to drive it into his back.
Cool, cool. I will give you advantage on this attack. This hits.
All right, let's roll that. Damn it.
Good, consistent rolls.
Oh,
A big 6. I guess you can sneak attack if you want.
Well, I had advantage. It was a
All right.
21 points.
Hey, very good, very good. So your short sword goes into, cuts through the robes, and there is no resistance. It just sort of like rattles between some bones that were under the robes.
What are you? And like after he says that, he's going to reach up and yank the hood back.
You yank the hood back, and beneath the hood you see a grisly sight. There is a skull where there should be a face, and set within the skull, there are no eyes, just empty sockets. But set around them are five tiny jewels, which glow with this sort of bright pink energy.
do I recognize any of them? Specifically from the flashback with the eye?
They I mean, just in the sense that they sort of look like eyes, and you had a dream about eyes.
No,
Only
I
that-
mean, when I used the eye and we got the broom, there was a girl
Oh,
there that got killed and
not
her jewel got stolen.
you. These jewels appear to be much smaller than the jewel that was taken.
Okay.
So you stab, say, what are you? The skeletal figure says, "My name is Vermin Kane. And truly you are making me very annoyed. Why do you keep the fighting? I will give you what you want. She is of no use to me anyway."
Faint will look at the absolutely confused, and you said that essentially I didn't cut into anything. Like it was just air and ribs. So like Faint will pull like his sword out, and I assume there's no blood or anything on it. So like he'll sheath it, or not really sheath it. He'll pull it out and very cautiously like he'll drop the chains to where he's got him draped over his shoulder. Like Faint's got him draped over his shoulder, and he'll just walk to the door or back up to the door, watching him very cautiously. What do you mean? What are you doing? This whole thing, putting all these people in this trance, what is the point?
If I was to be telling you this, well, I do not see a need to be telling you this.
You
This
just
is- Oh, go for it.
and you'll just let us take her like that, and let us walk straight out of here.
As I say, the one you seek, she is of no use to me. Take her.
Everyone here said you've had your eyes on her. Why?
I had a suspicion, but as is sometimes the case, I was wrong.
Hearing that, like, Faint's not going to think any more into it. He's going to turn around and unlock the door, and he's just going to walk straight in. Sky, is this you? Is it you?
At the back of the cell, you see. She heard you speaking, so during this little conflict, she would have moved right up to the bars of the cell, and this black tabaxi is like up, her hands grabbing the bars, and she goes, Fenwind, it is you.
Yes, sister. Yes, and like Faint will reach through the bars, and he's got the key in the door, but hearing her voice for the first time in ages, he'll reach through the bars, and he'll just like cup her the side of her face in his hands, and just like lean against it, and just pull her close. And yes, it's me. We're getting you out of here. We're getting you out.
Bastion will say, happy reunions once we're clear.
Right. Flip the he'll flip the thing and pull it open, and he'll say, come. I do not understand it, but apparently it doesn't matter. Come on. And
you grab her by the hand and you start running back.
No, I'm still giving the dude his like room, but like
Okay.
I grab her and we just kind of shift away for the most part, and just looking at him. I am still not okay with everything that's going on here, but if we can get everyone out, that is better than like he says this when he's back to the party. That is better than dying for nothing, correct? Assuming he can get back to the party.
Yeah. The man who identified himself as Vermin Kane. I guess man is a loose term at this point. The skeleton who identified himself as Vermin Kane lets you pass.
Faint is confuddled, but at the same time, like he's kind of flickering in between like rational thinking, like this is way too easy, and the thought process of my sister. I haven't seen my sister in 5 years. That kind of thing. It's like so.
Bastion will say, Bastion, like still locking eyes with Kane, is going to be like, we can solve human rights abuses later. This one is personal. Let's get clear.
All right. Okay. And we'll leave, I suppose. And I'll like before we leave, Faint will stop, and he'll kind of like push he'll push Onyx Sky forward, and just look back at the skeleton. And I assume he's still watching us, or did he go back to his work with the blue ray thing?
By the way, Ragna hasn't moved.
Okay.
Ragna, please. This can be dealt with at another time.
Fine. And he'll just back away slowly, but keep his eye on Vermin Kane. Just not leaving, staring at him.
As you are all sort of very cautiously backing away from the skeletal figure, there's just he just gives a raspy laugh. Yes, take your prize. I do not need her anymore. I am sure you will get more use out of her than I at this point.
How is she acting right now?
She seems very scared, and she is clinging to you for dear life.
All right. At this point, like he'll take out one of the robes, the heavy cloaks that he took, and he'll wrap it around her, and we'll kind of shuttle our way out. Pretty much the same way we came in.
Also, if anyone is watching Ragna when Vermin Kane says that, his arm is shaking like he wants to throw something at him. Most likely his mace.
I feel like a mace isn't very aerodynamic.
No, but if you throw it hard enough.
It's surprisingly skeletal dynamic.
Yeah, it's bludgeoning, so it'd break him. But
Yep.
So I'm so cautious because I'm like, can we just go then?
Yeah, Jerry's head is definitely on a swivel at this point. He knows nothing is there. You don't get anything like this without a catch. There's always a catch.
Right. Faint hurt all his thieves senses are tingling. Essentially, like this is so shady. We like because he's having a moral dilemma because he can't. He got his sister. His sister like he's standing next to her. He got her in his arms. All that good stuff. But also, it's like we're also leaving dozens of people here with this monstrous thing. And also, we just attacked it, did massive, what would have killed a normal person, and he just laughed it off and let us walk by thinking it was a joke. This doesn't feel right. This does not feel right.
Well, technically, I'm not sure you damaged him with your sword going between his ribs.
Right.
But yeah.
But it's like, Faint's just muttering that, and like at the same time, he's also saying, "Sister, it's all right. We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here." And I assume we'll just work our way back. This is different. Like we got to stealth our way out until we get to the big guy, and hopefully the big guy's still like searching for that thing.
So just as you are making your cautious back away, Kane says, "I am afraid I will not be here for much longer, gentlemen. If you are wishing to speak again, you may seek me out in the jungles of Ix."
Let me get my notebook so I can write that down and ask how to spell that.
It's either IX or YX.
IX.
Ah.
I feel that our business is not concluded.
It will never be until you're dead. For good.
Oh, such hateful words, my friends. What have I done to you?
It doesn't matter what you've done to me. It's what you've done to others.
At this point, Bastion is kind of tugging on like Rachna's armor.
No,
and
Ragna's
like,
going. He's just glaring at the guy.
Bastion still hasn't broken eye contact.
How do you spell that forest again? I'm sorry.
The jungles of Ix.
IX.
Jungles of Ix.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries.
Bastion, I didn't mean to.
It's all good. But yeah, Bastion is definitely like he does not trust this skeleton dude, bro, and is definitely waiting for him to like flip the script and whatever. So he will be looking at him for as long as he can see him until like the hallway curves away and he loses line of sight.
Indeed, you stare Kane down for as long as you can see him, but he makes no dastardly move.
So, yeah, I assume we just move our way out. Nothing's changed in these rooms or anything?
So as you go back, you get to about like here. When your keen senses faint, they tell you that the battle in the fighting pit is over. There is no more sounds of cheers.
Huh. Wait. So it's just, is it quiet or is there noise still going on?
It is mostly quiet. You hear the odd, like distant slamming of a door. If you listen real hard, you can hear the Etten like trouncing about.
Can we see up the hallway? Is the is sort of our makeshift barricade disturbed at all?
It is not, but as you look up the hallway, you can see the door just then tries to open, but it can't. And you hear some words from the other side, muffled by the door. "Oh, get this thing open!" Chunk again the door.
Hearing this, Faint's going to sidle right on up next to it, with hand crossbow still in hand, and just kind of sit about right there. And then next time it opens, Yeah, next time it tries to shove open, I'm just going to pop a crossbow bolt right into whoever's there.
Cool. There's a few moments and a couple shoves of the door later, and I assume Rachna's not being terribly stealthy.
No, and how many people does it sound like?
So it sounds like there's maybe like, I don't know, three or four on the other side, and you hear them call through the door. Hey, you on the other side there. What's blocking the door?
Do they ask that?
Yeah.
It's the bodies of these dogs. You want to join them? If not, I would advise you get out of our way. And that's about the time whenever the crossbow, like the end of the crossbow, goes through the door. Like I'm not gonna, like I said, I pop it out essentially and just kind of be like, mind not to move.
Give me an intimidation.
Oh boy. Oh god. Oh, that's 11. That's not bad.
You hear them move.
Is that it?
It sounds like they left.
Okay. All right. Rachna, move this barricade out of the way.
I'll move the dragon.
Bastion is prepping to cast a spell through the door if he sees like more than one person standing on the other side of it.
All right. So it opens inward, right?
Yes, it opens towards you.
Faint seeing Bastion do this, he's going to sidle on up, grab the door, and pull it, and then press himself against the wall so the door is against his chest and the wall's against his back, and he's in between the door and the wall.
By the way, how heavy is the dragon? It's the one without its head, so.
It's heavy enough, but you can lift it fairly easily.
Can I basically like put it on my shoulder so that so that when the door opens, they see me holding a dead dragon over my shoulder?
Yeah, you can hoist it. You can hoist it up. It is heavy though, and if you try to attack with it, it'll give you disadvantage.
Body rush.
You ever been so mad you beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
Yes, I've already done it.
Does the dragon count as cover at all?
Sure, for someone standing directly behind Rachna.
Also, glowing red eyes, just for flavor.
Indeed, always with the glowing red eyes.
Yep.
So after Faint yanks the door open and there's a massive armored titan holding a big blue, like horse-sized dragon. What's on the other side of the door?
You crack open the door. The room is empty. There's still that desk and the table and that like wall with the pegs with all the keys on them.
All right.
Okay, and I'm gonna set the dragon down, and I'm going to go to the first cage here with the half orc in it.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do something about this.
Bastion's gonna like give like a nervous look and be like, make it quick. Everyone else, let's move.
All right. Come on then. And Faint will run back over to Onyx and then pull her. Like, come on.
Jerry's gonna grab all of the keys.
Does remove curse work?
Okay. Do you open the cell door to get to the half orc?
Yep.
Okay. It is locked, but I assume either Faint or Jerry can give you the key to open it. You go up and you try to cast your remove curse spell, and it doesn't change the half orc at all. It still stands there blankly.
As soon as Bastion sees him get ready to cast, he will like lunge into the office.
Okay. Bastion, you lunge into the office, and in a split second, you hear from this hallway down here, you hear someone say, "Now!" And there is about like a beat of silence, and then the room explodes in fire.
Oh, good.
I need
Oh, gosh.
Jerry and Bastion to make me a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
as a fireball is cast into the room.
What?
Would Bastion be able to see the caster?
Certainly, yes. This person in red robe steps out and casts a fireball into that room.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is Bastion is gonna like stumble into this room, hear now, look up, see him start to cast, and he's immediately going to like snap his fingers and point at the guy and cast counterspell.
Ooh, okay.
God, yes, I love this spell.
Excellent. Third level spell or lower, indeed. So the fireball starts to streak out, but like, describe your counterspell.
He's going to do this and say, he's going to like basically like stutter through the words of the counterspell and then say, "Oh hell no!" And you're going to see like a like rush of like bluish light come like forth from Bastion's hand, and it's going to like rush down the hallway. And as the fireball comes starts to like manifest out of his hand, the blue light is going to reach it, and it's just going to kind of like make the spell like dissolve. So like you see like cinders coming down the hallway, but like the entire fireball is just like dissipating.
Awesome. The mage looks a little startled, but then says, "Now's your chance, boys. Show 'em that the Esperanza gang's no joke."
And I would imagine that like Jerry made a dex save, so like he would basically be like leaping behind that desk in the moment where he said, "Get 'em, boys." So that's sort of what Jerry did in that moment there.
Okay, cool. Let's roll initiative.
Bastion is definitely just standing out in the open for this though.
Another great initiative.
Oh, I forgot to select the token again. Oh well.
I selected a token and then nothing happened.
We don't have a visible turn order coming up. That's on the thing yet. Might need it for this battle though. There it is.
This isn't that many guys. One, two.
There's a couple like old initiatives on there. What did Bastion get?
16.
16. Okay, so that 16 is the true one.
I select my token.
I selected mine.
4.
Too.
Okay. All right, dope. Let's put this in.
I just fixed.
Descending.
Hearing this,
Fines.
Faint's going to unstrap the nickel harpa that's he's had at his waist the entire time, and give it to Onyx and be like, "Here, hopefully you can play it better than I can." And he's going to unsheath his sword and kind of move towards the door.
All right. I'm just getting the last little bit set up here. She
Oh.
will accept your harp with like a sad look, and she says, "Faint, we have only just reconnected. Do not die."
No, of course not, sister. That's why we need you here to help us. Use the voice that you still have, and remind everyone why they took you in the first place. And he'll charge off at that.
Okay. You have to remind me. What does she have? Like crazy powers?
She was a bard.
Oh, okay. She's a bard. Okay, cool. This can be done. Sorry. Just rolling some initiatives. Alright, beautiful.
Yeah, that was her instrument. He's had it.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, this makes sense. All right. Okay. The mages, undeterred by this counter spell, the one that is in the hallway will send a bolt of fire towards Bastion.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Just a regular bolt of fire, not a ball of fire.
That's gonna hurt a little bit less.
Does 15 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
Alright, you take 5 points of fire damage.
Alrighty. Bastion is gonna get hit by this, and he's gonna like duck back around the corner, try to duck back around the corner, and like it's gonna drill him in the shoulder. He's gonna go ha, 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 and start like trying to pat out his shoulder.
This other mage will sort of like step up into the hallway here, and you will see Jerry behind the desk, and from this mage's hand will shoot some bullets of force. Jerry, all 3 of these missiles of the magical variety will strike you for 12 points of damage. They slam into you.
Ouch. And the deflect missiles, I'm assuming that's like regular missiles, not magical missiles, right?
Yes. Nothing but the shield spell can protect you from magic missiles. Okay, it is then Faint's turn.
All right, give me 1 second so I can figure out what. Okay. Faint will run, like turn around. He sees his sister, and he'll run towards the end of the hallway to take a sharp right. Move in there, and then essentially he'll join Jerry, but he'll be on the side of the table, and he wants to take a shot at that mage, just with a... No, you know what? He'll return a firebolt.
Cool. Ooh, yes, this hits.
Ugh.
All right, for 6 points of damage, slightly better than his firebolt.
Faint barges into the room, kind of slides across the table, and as he's sliding across the table, he'll just like almost like finger gun style look over, and he'll just be like, he'll just go, "All right, I can do that too."
Great, Bastion.
All right. Is there any like railing or things between them and the fighting pit?
Yes, there's about like a, I don't know, 3.5 foot tall, like just stone, solid stone, like.
Okay, so
rail.
something they could tumble over.
Mm-hmm, certainly.
Perfect. So Bastion is going to yell. Can he see up in like the people up in this room?
Yeah. Well, he can sort of maybe see this guy here, and like he can hear that there's people up there about to charge.
Okay. And he's gonna say at this point he's just gonna say everyone into the next room, and he's going to move here. Let's see. Perfect. And he's going to start a cube. Whoops, I need this button. Here, and he is going to cast Thunderwave, trying to push these guys back into the pit.
Hey, that sounds beautiful. So, Constitution saves.
Yes, please.
Hey, beware the great constitution of the wizard. That's one. Beware the great constitution of the wizards.
The dude that looks like he is closer to failing it, I am going to use Bend Luck and spend 2 sorcery points and roll 1d4, and he is going to subtract that from his roll.
Alright, so he fails no matter what then, just based on math.
Yep.
Unless he rolled a 1, then it would have been a meet.
Oh, I suppose this is true.
Yeah.
Alright, so he certainly does fail now. So he takes 14 points of thunder damage, whereas the other only takes 7. And he is flung back. He goes like head over heels over the railing into the pit This guy takes 7 and is not knocked back.
Correct.
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 things here, Bastion. First, give me a d6 for falling damage.
Sure.
Ooh,
Perfect.
awesome. You hear a satisfying thud as this guy hits the ground. Then, I would like you to roll a wild magic surge because your tides goes off.
Alrighty. $31.
There, Divan. Going to the page. Bastion, you disappear.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
Everyone just sees Bastion disappear.
That's
What?
not great.
There's like a shimmer around him briefly, but then just poof, vanished. Bastion, you were in this like dungeon complex fighting a bunch of bandits when suddenly you're just floating in like a sort of a white, gray, bluey void.
Bastion is very confused and freaked out a little bit. He's just like, uh.
Oh, that sucks.
Hey, Jerry.
Oh God. Okay. This ain't going well, guys. So, all right. So the staff, if I use its magical properties, it can heal me up, but it also has a chance of short-term madness. I think we might be at the emergency button point, though.
I mean,
So-
we can't meta the decision. That's got to be Jerry.
Yeah.
Bastion's
I
not there
think-
to medit the decision anyway.
I think Jerry is basically he is thinking that we've got to fight our way out of here. So he's heading up into this doorway up here.
Okay.
And he is going to attack the thug on the right there.
Perfect. Yeah, so you charge into this room. You see these thugs sort of like hiding by the wall, like waiting for the time to strike. But you strike at them first.
So I am going to use the Viperwood staff and use 2 charges on it, which will do 2d6 extra damage if it hits. And if it does hit, then I'll get healed 2d6 damage, 2d6 as well. And I have to make a saving throw then.
Yes, let's see if you hit first, though. Oh, yes, you definitely hit.
Good roll.
22. $2d6. I get healed up 9, and he takes 9 extra damage
Awesome.
of the 10 damage.
Oof, okay. You bring the Viperwood staff cracking down on this guy's skull, and you just see these like black, shadowy tentacles reach out from the staff and like sort of pierce into him, and then they sort of like undulate in a way as if they're like sucking something out of him, and you feel revitalized, and then the shadowy tendrils disappear.
And now I'll make my saving throw. So what's the DC on this again? It is
8 plus the number of charges you spent. So
10. Oh god. Oh, okay.
right. No madness for now.
Okay, so that worked out without it making a horrible situation. So he is now going to use his bonus action. He's going to use cunning. He's going to use his cunning action actually to
Disengage.
disengage. Yeah, he's going to disengage and he's going to move back. So he moved a couple spaces. He has a movement of 40. So he's gonna sort of go to Faint, and he's gonna say, I think it's time to. He's gonna say, let's retreat.
To where?
I mean, I guess he'll just actually he'll join Faint sort of undercover behind this desk after disengaging, and then Jerry will just say, I don't know. They have us surrounded.
Is Sky in the initiative?
You handed her the
I will be
instrument,
right back, guys.
and then
Yeah,
she just sort of
going
stood
back.
there, not sure what to do.
While I am
She is still
very-
kind of like freaked out.
Okay.
Not
I just wasn't
in
sure if
this
she was in
plane of existence.
if she was in the initiative or not.
She's
Because-
not currently in the initiative.
Because I was gonna say like if we might need to run and do what we can to, but we can't leave Bastion either because we don't know what happened to him.
It is the thugs' turn. They will sort of begin to pile in. The one that Jerry wounded sort of backs off. He looked quite grievously hit. And this guy will come in. These guys will just sort of like start piling in the room. They sort of like surround the the table behind which you guys are hiding, and the two that can will make attacks against the Faint.
All right.
Oh man.
Ooh, 17 and 18.
2 hits.
Yes, for 8 and 5 damage.
I'm going to uncanny dodge the 8, obviously.
Okay.
So I only take 4. So in total, I'll take 9. Doesn't matter. I'm still at 7 hit points, guys.
Whew.
Aye, it is then Rachna's turn.
Okay. Move up to here, and I'm just going to look at them all and say, "You've caught me at a very bad time." And I'm going to reach out and grab the first one using Inflict Wounds.
Aye, do it up.
Hello, I am back.
Hey,
no.
you've joined us just to watch us die.
Oh no.
The 12 does
a rough
not
spot.
hit. Sort of raises his
Darn.
shield to block. Do you have inspiration though? You could take the 15 if you spend your
Yeah,
inspiration.
I'm going to use Inspiration.
Aye. The 15 does hit. You can give me your inflict wounds damage then.
Okay, and by the way, I'm using maximum power that I can, because Ragna is not happy at the moment.
Cool.
So I'm going to need to roll it manually.
Aye. So like upper spell slots.
Yeah, you should be able to click on it and it'll just cast it at max level. It'll just be your highest level spell.
Yeah, whenever you click it, there should be a drop down that lets you cast it at higher levels.
There's not.
Interesting.
Did you drag and drop the spell or did you manually input it?
I manually input it.
Wow.
And 24 damage.
Aye, so you reach past this guy's shield as he attempted to block your inflicting of wounds, and with a single grab, this guy's skin shrivels up into blackness and he dies.
Should I roll Intimidate?
Nah, bro, these guys are hardied. These guys are hardied veterans of the Esperance gang. Besides,
Yeah.
they have magic of their own, and they outnumber you.
Yeah, and I just killed one with a single touch.
I mean, I'm not gonna give you free intimidate checks every time you kill a dude. Is basically
Darn.
what I'm saying. They're still winning as they see
Okay.
it. So
And I'm going to use Channel Divinity, Preserve Life on Faint. So he gets 30 hit points back.
Oh, snap.
Wow.
Wow. All right. I very much appreciate that. Ooh, that's nice.
So that's an action to do that. You cannot both
Oh,
inflict
it
the
is?
wounds and preserve life this turn. Yeah.
Darn. Sorry. And instead, I'll just use Healing Word, because that is a bonus action.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, that's
It's still 7.
Yeah.
Definitely better than nothing.
And in one fell swoop, Rockman doubles my hit points that I was at.
A 100% increase.
Until-
Okay, so we get back around to the mage's turn. The one who is behind the group here, he can't really get a clear shot into the room with all the thugs in there. So he just sort of says, surrender, fools. You now see the true might of the Esperanza gang. It says, throw down your weapons, and we might consider sparing you.
Can we reply?
Sure.
I offer you the same thing. However, we will not spare you. I'll give you a quick death.
He says, that is not nearly the same thing, he says back. And you see
Or is it?
you see the magician that fell. You see him rise up.
That is a little over dramatic, don't you think?
Indeed, he looks like he has cast fly upon himself.
Counterspell.
I'm out of
Sadly,
those
there's no
guys.
one around. There's no one around to counterspell.
Darn.
Your counterspeller is enjoying a very chill moment in the astral plane.
Oh god.
Oh, where is Bastion gonna reappear?
Right where he left, but it's
There's a guy there.
we'll get to that in a sec. It's Faint's turn.
Jeez. Huh. Well, this is
I'm so nervous, guys.
a bit of a pickle.
I mean, get behind the armored guy. We could try.
Bottleneck.
Yeah.
Faint will look back at Jerry real quick and be like, "Yeah, perhaps retreating's not a bad idea after all." And he'll use disengage. You'll use cunning action, disengage, and move back there.
Perfect.
And then kind of peek around the Rockman's shoulder and firebolt this guy right here.
This hits.
Hey, don't be so hot-headed about it.
Nice, 12 damage. The firebolt singes him, bloodying this guy.
Sorry about that, guys.
I really want it to be I set his hair on fire, or his hat.
Yes, his hat is certainly set on fire. Okay, so is that the end of your turn, Faint?
That is the end of my turn.
Aye. Bastion, you are floating in the astral sea.
I am yelling.
What are you yelling?
At this point, he's not really yelling anything particular. He's just like, what's
Awesome. So you can see below you, or maybe it's above you. You can't really tell. There's no sense of direction here. You just see, like, sort of in the distance through what looks like a fog, this, like, huge ship just sort of, like, sailing by. It's got all these, like, crazy huge tentacles kind of coming off it, like where like the anchors would be on a normal ship. There's these big, like, goopy tentacles. It's just like sailing through this void.
This list of things is not good for his chill.
Does he need to roll an insanity check?
No, No, it's fine because he doesn't see it for too long. Because at the end of his turn, he pops back into the material plane, exactly where he left. So roll me a d6, Bastion.
Alrighty. There's that button.
Alright, so both you and the thug you fall on top of, knocking you both prone, take 3 damage.
Okay. So as
no.
so as this is all happening, you all kind of hear as Bastion kind of like pops back into existence. He's like, who's it? Who's it? Do I get to take actions or?
It is at the end of your turn that you come back into the material plane.
Excellent.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I
So-
hope you still have reactions, and as a sorcerer, that's. Ooh.
I hope you
Yeah.
have a shield spell.
I do not.
Oh, it is Jerry's
Great.
turn then.
Mage armor is an
can I
action.
get back?
Shit.
All right. Let me take an assessment here. Is there? I'm out of most of the things, but I wonder if I can get Bastion out of here somehow.
Maybe just like grab him and pull him. You'd probably take
Disengage.
opportunity attacks though.
Not if he disengaged. Bastion might, though. I don't know.
Yeah, but we gotta get. I mean, he's gonna be overwhelmed. Like start his
yeah.
turn, and then
You
he's
just-
got a hostage, and then we've got a little standoff situation.
Yeah. You're just gonna be dragging him through a forest of blades.
You know what? I'm gonna try it. God damn it. So Jerry's just gonna yell, "Bastion, no!" And he's just gonna sort of leap forward and use his cunning action, disengage to try and sort of keep himself from getting stabbed and defend off some like blade attacks. And then he's going to try and grab Bastion and pull him through behind the door. And that's what I'm going to try and do with my.
All right. So, if I remember my 5e rules correctly, forced movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yes.
So Bastion wouldn't take
Nice.
oppies. You can move up to half your speed, Jerry, pulling Bastion in this way. So can you get to behind Rockna with half your speed?
So his speed he is extra speedy. He goes 50 feet turn. So
Damn.
that means I can do the. Yeah, I thought my speed was good, and then I stopped mentioning it because Bastion's is like 700 per turn,
Faint.
or
Faint is-
Faint is like 700 per turn.
Yeah,
So anyway,
it
so yeah, so I can do 5 feet to get up to him, and then 5, 10, 15. I can get right behind Rockna. It looks like.
Yep. I think so.
Cool. Is Faint there? Like, when you say right behind Rockna, like, do you mean like there?
Yeah, like right behind the door and Rockna. Yes, so like right.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So anything I need to roll to do the?
No. I mean, you've taken the disengage action, so there's no opportunity attacks. Bastion doesn't suffer any. I mean, maybe give me like a really easy athletics check, just to like grab Bastion and like pull him.
Because Bastion would definitely be trying to assist this.
Yeah. So even with advantage is cool. Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. You
Alright,
leap.
cool.
Leap in. I just imagine this like really cool scene where you're like, they're like swinging their swords at you, trying to like take attacks of opportunity, but you're just like palming them away with like your sweet monk skills.
Yes. And so, shit. Well, we're not dead. Hey,
Yay.
this round at least.
Hey.
Actually, you can move your guy behind the door.
All right, into a much more tactically sound position.
I imagine
over.
like since Bastion was prone, Jerry would come in and just started like dragging him off. So and like just made it through the door with like just enough speed. So like Bastion kind of like hit the ground rolling and is still kind of like on his back a little bit. And he's just like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Jerry will just say, I mean, is the door like broken off its hinges, or is the door still working?
I think the door's still working. I don't remember it being
Yeah, we
broken.
didn't do anything to break it. Just a crossbow bolt through it.
Jerry will just come through the door and say, well, maybe close the goddamn door.
Well, then we can't attack them.
I'm sorry. All I could think of is whenever he said that, I was immediately went to Panic at the Disco, and I was like, oh god, I was.
Oh man.
Is the door closed or is the door open?
still here in
It's
the
open
door.
until Rockna's turn, I guess.
Okay, cool.
If you try to close the door, I'm there.
So this chaos is sort of going on. You guys are like scrambling behind Rockner, trying to find some degree of cover from this onslaught. However, over the din of battle, you hear this lilting melody come from behind you, and you see that Onyx has taken. Now, remind me, was it like a mouth harp or like a plucked harp?
No. It's a nickel harpa. It is
Nickel
a,
harp.
Yeah. I'll look it up and post a picture of it.
Yeah, you showed us this before, but I kind of forget. Okay, I am looking. A traditional Swedish instrument. On Wikipedia right now.
It's a weird instrument.
Go.
Oh, cool.
I'm watching
Okay.
somebody
Wow.
do arpeggios over and over again.
That
On
looks
YouTube.
so weird.
So it's like a bowed thing, also with like things that you flick.
It's essentially those are like keys. So think like pedals on a piano,
Okay.
and then it's also a 4-stringed instrument with a bow. It is like a violin on steroids mixed with the complexity of a like a grand piano or organ or something. It's ridiculous.
Dope. Well, regardless of what it is or what it sounds like, you see Onyx Sky playing it with great mastery, and she will give you, Faint, she will give you a bardic inspiration of a D8.
Oh shit! All right.
So you can add that to an attack roll, check, or saving throw within the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Some buys are gonna rush up here on their turn. Gonna attack Rock now with 2 attacks. These thugs are gonna make. Take their maces and try to bring them down upon you. However, one is easily missed. The other, though, hits.
Oh
Just
my
barely.
god, someone finally hit me.
Finally, that's like the second time. Take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. These thugs, they kind of move up a bit.
Oh no, my poor health bar.
Barely just sort of nicked down.
Considering I have 3 damage resistance from Heavy Armor Master.
This guy will peel out. He looks hurt, so he's gonna get out of there. Let some stronger buys take the road. Then it is Ragna's turn.
Do you think you can really get past me?
They don't really answer. They're too busy trying to get past you.
Okay then. Challenge Bendy, preserve life on 15 Faint, 15 Jerry.
Okay.
Oh, you can
Nice.
split it? That's cool.
Yep, I can split it.
Alright. My life is preserved.
Oh god, that's looking nice. Being
For
at
now.
decent health again. I've been below half health for ages. It feels like.
And I'm going to use Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay, awesome. So +2 AC.
Yep.
Your shimmering shield surrounds Rachna. Lovely. Okay, it is the Moogie's turn. The Moogie Doogie's turn. The one that is flying will sort of fly above the heads. He's sort of like Supermaning it, right? He's sort of like lying prone, quote unquote, in the air. There's not enough space for him to be like vertical, so he's a little bit horizontal above the bandits here. But he's going to focus up, and he's going to fire another fireball behind you guys in such a way as to now let me see. Fireball extends around corners, so yeah, he will shoot it back here, and it will extend in this way, sort of.
I'm not sure he can since he's above us and it's a doorway.
I mean,
unless he can like curve it.
I mean, there is enough space. As the DM, I say there is enough space for him to do this.
Okay.
Also, he's flying and is using magic. We cannot argue trajectory with this.
Okay.
I agree that it is a challenging shot. So here, I will have him make an Arcana check. If he rolls above, let's say, a 12, he will be able to pull the shot off. If he doesn't, he will miss, and the fireball will explode in his room.
I'm okay with that.
So he has +6 Arcana, so he has a 33% chance-ish of missing this shot.
And that's an 8.
Dear sweet Jesus.
So here we go. It's still going to hit all of you, unfortunately, because it explodes at the door.
Yeah.
It's also going to hit everybody else.
All right, making that dexterity save then, my friends.
Indeed. Hey, Bastion fails. Jerry fails.
I am, because let's see, I'm probably the lowest
Eight.
health person here.
Rocket fails.
So I'm going to use. Let's go ahead and use. Do I want to be fun, or do I want to just live?
Oh, be fun always.
Be fun. All right, I'm using Tides of Chaos.
Lovely.
So another. Boop. 19.
Nice.
Alright, so you succeed.
And you get another roll.
Yep.
Did you have well, either way, Faint, you make the save. So, here is the fireball damage. 29 points of fire damage. Halved if you are successful. Half to 14. Yes.
Half on me anyways, because I have resistance to fire.
Ooh, so you
I'm at
do.
8 points of health now. Oh,
I'm at 15.
Nice. So
We
this
how do you guys feel about being slaves? We could adventure as slaves.
so this fireball goes off in this room. This huge conflagration burning everybody. However, once the smoke is cleared, you see that many dudes also dead.
Is the wizard still there?
Well, I'm gonna make his save right now.
Bastion is at 1.
Oof.
Takes
Two,
1 hit point.
8 hit
plus
points.
2 in his own dexterity save. The wizard does indeed make his save, but he only has 14 hit points remaining, so either way, he is toast.
And the one remaining dude.
He is burned, and we're burned and bloodied, but still up.
Should I roll a wild magic check to see if the fireball set me off?
Sure.
Okay.
You're fine.
Um,
Okay.
But
So
he is coughing violently, like trying to like heave and deal with being singed and like having an allergic like his throat is just like just scratchy and itchy, and only part of that is due to the smoke.
All right, Faint. The smoke clears. You're singed, but it's your turn.
Faint will pop his head around the corner and be like, "Well, that wasn't very smart, was it?" And he'll just take he'll just run up to this guy and can I use my offhand attack first?
Sure. You have to take the attack action though if you're gonna be doing
gotcha.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'll just take an attack action, and then if that doesn't kill him, I'll just use my offhand.
Okay. And you can move between your attacks if this does kill him. Which it hits. For 10. He is down.
All right. And you can't cast cantrips as a bonus action, can you?
This
Nope.
is truth.
All right.
Unless
so
it's a bonus action. It says so on it.
Faint will just roll up to the other mage, and I'm going to take an offhand attack, but it's going to be unarmed because he never got his dagger back. But I have natural claws, so it's essentially dagger damage.
Cool.
I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, slashing damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier. But it's strength rather than dexterity, so it will be 2. Yeah. Yep. It's 1d4 plus 2 for damage, but it's d20 plus 2 because I don't think I'm proficient in unarmed attacks.
Yes, this is true. Indeed, you try to swipe out at the mage, but he just sort of like steps back. And you miss.
All right, that's fine. I'm still in his face.
Truth. It's Bastion's turn, though.
I think at 1 HP and after the enormous like ordeal that he just went through, I don't think he's much in a mental state to really do much here. So he's going to like draw his bow off his back and like get ready to shoot if like anything like enters like this line of sight. But I think otherwise he's just going to like take it he's going to like take a step back. Or I think he might take like let's say where he's at and just kind of like lean up against the wall and get ready to fire if anyone enters his line of sight.
Cool. Holding action brings us to Jerry.
Jerry's just muttering under his breath, "Fucking slavers, fucking fireballs," and he's just gonna run in, full tilt 1. So
And then there's Rhonda just fine.
and he'd give him a whap and then an unarmed attack.
Do it up.
Here we go. With his many hit points he has left. Bam! And then bonus action.
Ooh, those look like they might have hit, but your blows are deflected by some sort of magely armor that this guy has cast upon himself.
All right.
You'd also,
That's it.
I was about to say, you would have gotten sneak attack too. 6.
Mm.
Such is life. Jerry's a
indeed.
little shaken, so that makes sense that his balance is a little bit off, considering he just is singed and burned all over.
So Onyx is going to sort of like pitter patter up, still playing her nickel harp, but she is going to go over to Bastion and look him into the eyes and go, "You are friend of Faint. be cured by the music of the desert winds. And she will cast Cure Wounds upon you. 11 hit points back to Bastion.
Beautiful. He's going to reach out and place a hand on her arm and say, "Thank you very much."
Now go, help my brother. And it is Rachna's turn.
Okay, Rachna's going to go up to here. And first going to use a healing word on Jerry because he doesn't look too good.
Ooh,
Nice.
Mac.
And then he's going to look at the mage and just point at him. And bells will fill the air, harmonizing with the nickel harpa.
Alright, a little bit Toll the Deed. Very good. So what is this? Is this an attack roll or what's going on here?
I don't know how.
I don't know.
It's
I don't think-
it's in Xanathar's guide.
I
Yeah,
happen to have that book right next to me, so let me look it up.
Well, I know what it is off the top of my head. It is a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC on a if the target is missing hit points, it is a D8, or if it's a D12, or if it's at full health, it's a D8. It goes up like every cantrip to one more damage dice every 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save. Sorry, I apparently hadn't put that in right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
so-
no worries. Yeah, I do not think you get the wisdom.
Yeah, I do. He was
bonus
hit
to
by
it?
the right in the start.
Yes. They are certainly D12s, but do you get your wisdom added to the damage?
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
it's 7. So it's 17. It's adding your wisdom bonus to the damage there.
Oh, right. That's an automatic check.
that's
Okay.
still a lot of damage.
That is. He will make a wisdom saving throw though. I'll see if I can do this for us. He has like moderate wisdom. Ooh, he does save though.
Yeah, so I think it's half damage or no damage.
Probably no
cantrip?
damage
Probably
for
no
a
damage.
cantrip.
Doesn't look like there's any damage.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah. So you toll the bells of his doom, but he is deaf and cannot hear them.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that canon that he's actually deaf?
He's maybe a little hard of hearing.
Are you considering surrendering yet so we can give you a peaceful death?
So this guy, he is looking like he does not want to be here anymore. So what he is going to do is he's going to use his bonus action, and you see him vanish in a cloud of mist, and he reappears down there. Whoosh. He misty steps safely away, and then he will use the rest of his movement to 5 and 6 to start running up there. I suppose he could dash, couldn't he? Because that was the bonus action to Misty. So he will indeed dash, and he disappears down this hall. It is then Faint's turn.
Oof.
Whereas Feint would usually chase after someone who's running, he looks back, realizes that, no, we have more important things to do.
Yep.
So he'll move back to his sister and be like, all right, then. I think you have one more room to go, and then we're good. We're home free. So after saying that, he'd run back in here, pop his head out this door, and see what does he see.
When you pop your head out the door, the reactions of the guys waiting to strike go off. They'll make attack rolls against you. The ready actions go off. Oof.
Just a heads up, uncanny dodging that crit.
That seems
Yeah.
reasonable to me. So that's 7 damage and 6.
All right, that wasn't that bad actually. I mean, so I take 3 damage. I take 9 damage.
Sure. Yes, that is how that works.
I was about to say that. No, that's math, isn't it? So,
Yes.
Faint, what you guys see is like, Faint's like, all right, we're pretty close to home free. Sticks his head out the door, and immediately you hear, shing, shing. He comes back and he's like, ouch. So he does, like,
You also go for
Sorry.
it. Go for it.
I was going to say, and then he's like, that hurt a bit. He's going to take a sword, and he's just going to jab, like, around the corner, just kind of like blind fire, just jabbing into the guy.
It may
Okay.
be a better idea to let me go first.
I'd say so, but let me take care of this. So,
That's initiative.
Yeah, just adding someone to the initiative. No worries.
Oh shit.
Oh no. All right.
D26. You have advantage. Do you?
nope. I don't
Alright.
know. Why would I? Should I have advantage? I
No.
can't. Oh, no, I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, 26 hits.
Okay.
This guy has a single point of health left, so he's dead.
So I blindly stick the sword out, and I like hear it hit stone. I'm like, oh, that's not right. Oh, 1 second. Shink. Oh, there it is. Pulls it back out, and then like he takes his then he like uses his bonus action disengage, and then just like, also the big guys in there.
Just nopes right back out. Okay, Bastion.
All right. Bastion gives one last nod to Faint's sister. Steps out this way, and then not knowing how many people or what the situation looks like in there, he's going to cast Shatter on this point, which is enough to hit the everyone in that room. But he's just throwing it out like in the middle of the room.
Cool.
Shatter, go!
Ooh, it's a nice shatter. The thug, make con save. He fails. He is dead. He explodes.
Boom.
The Etine, however, will succeed and take half.
And goes the
I
bash.
will. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
No bending
blow
luck?
2 more sorcery points and bend his luck. So
Ooh,
1d4 down. That's guaranteed to.
Okay. So like the ogre, the Etin, maybe like trips on some debris that was not there before and like falls. Its 2 heads fall into the explosion and like takes full damage.
Boom. And a loud, just resounding crack goes off in the middle of that room. And. Okay.
Indeed. Yes, you also hear the crack goes off, and there's a bunch of rubble in that ruined cathedral, and you can see it sort of shakes and shifts. Some of the rubble kind of falls. Like the room moves around a tiny bit. Did you have tides up? Did you use it?
I have used tides.
All right, let's do it again.
Alrighty. $91.
91.
That's up there in the good areas, isn't it?
I don't know if it's a range like that necessarily.
Yeah, it's good.
So, Bastion, you are surrounded by like a holy radiance that just sort of like sits there.
Bastion looks down in his body and like waits for the bottom to fall out. He's just like, all right, I'm about to explode or some shit is about to happen. And then it doesn't, and he's just like, okay. All right. And then like gets ready to like move back into action.
Well, this is much more pleasant than the time you turned into an inferno.
So far, anyway. Okay. It's Big Ned's turn.
Oh, I like him now. I don't want to kill him.
Give him a name. So
Well, you know
Big
what happens when you
Ned.
name your pets.
Yeah. So, how far does this guy's move? Okay, 40 feet, plenty of space. 5, 10. Stuff can squeeze through small stuff. It's like difficult terrain for them. So this counts as 10 feet to move through that one. So he can get here. He like squeezes through the door
Oh God, this is not what I was expecting to happen.
to this like tiny room, and he just looks at you and he's like, "Hey, you not come to buy slave. You come to kill me. I kill you first." So
Do you
we're
really think you can?
Bastion,
Rah! It just says. So we're gonna have
Bastion
attack
shrinks in
versus.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
maybe this one isn't the one we should make fun of.
We're gonna have an attack against. So in one hand, this big Eden holds a battle axe, and in the other it holds a morning star. And with the battle axe, it'll come down and attack Rachna. Ooh, but it critically misses.
Is that all you have?
And then it'll attack Bastion with the morning star. 13.
That meets my AC.
Ooh, okay. You take 14 points of damage. Kronk.
Not dead. Wait, yeah, I'm unconscious.
Oof, oh no. Okay, it is Jerry's turn.
Jerry is going to circle around behind this thing. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is any of this difficult terrain?
No.
All right,
Okay,
then he's going
let's
to use
go
his
look up
bonus
some
action, cunning action to do a dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he is going to attack.
All right. You see this thing's big, gross butt as you come up behind it?
I poke it, and it does nothing.
Yeah, the 11, just the Viperwood staff just bounces off of this thing's like thick back hide.
And then I'm going to use the last bit of my action to move out of the way a little bit.
Was there any disengaging that happened?
Excuse me.
I have the mobile feat.
Oh, okay.
So
Do you have to hit?
Do this is what it says in the
Nope, it just says when you
Make
make a
an
melee. Yep. Wow. All right.
Cool. Alright, lovely. It is Onyx Sky's turn, and she will come up and do the same as she did to Bastion. She will cast some Cure Wounds upon you.
No,
Faint?
as she starts to,
Oh,
I was gonna say as she starts to like reach out, I'm going to shake my head and I'm gonna point down at Bastion and be like, "He needs it more than I do.
Uh,
I can handle it."
she seems wary of getting in there, because then she won't be able to get out without.
Does she not have healing word as a bard? No, probably not. I don't
Well,
know.
she has Cure Wounds, is a spell that she
Okay.
has for
Okay.
healing.
All right. Well. Okay, I understand.
Thank get Bastion out of here.
If he'll look between his sister and Bastion, it's like, I have to get them both out. I don't want anyone to die here. The only way we are getting out of is if we take this thing out.
I know.
So, I heal. She heals me for 12.
Yep. And then she will move back around the corner.
I meant like move Bastion around the corner.
Oh, yeah, I can do that as long as.
Yeah, because I know you're fast enough to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I am Rachna. 'Tis your turn.
Okay, healing word on Bastion.
Aye.
Wow, Rockman's got that healing word for days.
Alrighty.
Darn it.
What?
Button.
I'm confused.
Sorry.
Why is it? No, why is it adding your? Why is it adding your proficiency bonus and your
It's
wisdom
not.
modifier?
I have Disciple of Life. When I heal, I have extra that I give to healing.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That's handy.
Yep, and I heal myself whenever I heal someone.
Oh,
So Bastion's eyes open, you just hear, and his hand goes to his head, just like, ow!
Well, you're the one to get in the big guy's face. Or rather, he got in your face.
That one.
And I'm going to use Bestow Curse on it.
Ooh, okay.
Specifically, they must make a Wisdom throw at the beginning of each turn. If it fails, it does nothing.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing it's not too wise.
That sounds like a good one.
It's got to make an initial wisdom saving throw. or
Sure
it's cursed.
does. The great wisdom of the Attons.
Ooh.
Indeed, it is cursed.
I'm just going to be glaring up at it. Your mother hits harder.
Okay. So, Mr. Magoo over here is not done with you guys yet. You see in the fighting pit room, there's like a balcony which he ran up and went down this hall. He will emerge back upon the balcony, and he will extend his hand and cast some magical missiles towards Rachna. It's 3. Take 11 points of damage, Rachna. I need you to make a concentration check, or lose concentration on the curse. So it is DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
$21.
Yes, you. Despite the magic, you retain the spell, and he will run back this way again.
Nice.
It's Faint's turn.
All right. Well, I can go take care of the spell slinger, or I can help with the big ugly thing. What do you say,
I'm fine here.
Bastion? You want to join me?
Yep, I'm in. Get me
All
away
right,
from this
so-
thing.
Faint will pick up Bastion, like just scoop him up, kind of like he did with the whenever he was running away from the center of town. Whenever he had that episode, he's gonna like throw him over his shoulder, and he's going to use his disengage action to take him and Bastion. That's 30 feet.
Also, how far down is the drop into the pit?
It looks about 10 feet.
You want me to make an acrobatics check to?
Yeah. Yeah, 12 is fine.
Okay, and then that's 30, so I can move 5 more on a standard movement, and
Well, that was close. I almost poured soda into my bowl.
oh, I'm sorry, my movement speed's 40, so I can technically move right here. Would Bastion want off my shoulder once I jumped off the ledge?
Yeah, I'm assuming that like once you jumped, Bastion would we hit the ground and Bastion would kind of like bounce and roll off and like scramble to his feet, dusting himself off.
All right. As Faint runs off, like he yells to Rachna and Jerry, he's like, "Keep my sister safe at least for a little longer." And he's going, and Faint took his first movement, and then he's going to use his second movement to essentially 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. No, that's 20. Still 25. 30. That's 30. 35. And 40. And then I'm going to peek around the corner, and do I see this dude?
Yes, you do. You see him right in front of that door.
I'm going to peek around the thing, and I'm just going to kind of wave my crossbow at him and be like, "It looked like you were trying to run away."
He just looks back like, damn it. Bastion.
All right. Do I have a line of sight up that balcony to the dude, or is it too awkward of an angle?
It is too awkward and he is too far back.
Okay, that's fine. So let's see. Bastion gets 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bastion is going to run to the base of the stairs, and he is going to cast Mage Armor on himself because he is tired of getting drilled.
This makes sense.
Bumping his AC up to 16. And that will end his turn.
Okay. Back up in Etten we are going to have a Wisdom saving throw coming his way, lest he stand there like an idiot. The great wisdom of the Ettins.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's great.
He
The
says,
great wisdom
he
of
says,
the Ettins.
he says, "You say bad words to Big Ned. Big Ned smash you." And he will take his 2 attacks. First the Battle Axe. And then the Morning Star. Okay.
Jeez.
So I just like Rockman's like, I'm good here, and then we turn around and just look at him as he falls.
Well, I mean, he'll probably survive this. He's beefy. He's a buff boy. So
A
first,
buff boy, nice.
first the crit for 19 points of slashing damage, and then the Morning Star comes in for 17.
Jesus.
How you looking, Rockna?
He reduces each of those by 3, which is good.
Still a casual 30.
Oh. I think he said, no, Rockna.
You
Hello.
up?
Sorry, I was doing math.
He died in
Oh.
real life.
Oops.
On the upside, you have to make a concentration check. I think is
Yes, I need 2 concentration checks.
both DC 10.
Yes,
No.
the curse is gone.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I have 5 hit points, so that's fun.
Hmm.
The party's not out of this yet. It is now Jerry's turn.
Jerry will save you. I'm going to.
Pop back in, poke him with a stick, and then leave again.
Yeah. But I will not just poke him with a stick. I will also kick him as well.
Shin kick.
Don't make him
So-
fall over.
So I will poke and kick.
So you can use your inspiration to give. You can use it on your allies as well. So if anybody has inspiration they want to give to Jerry to make that first attack hit.
Nope, I used inspiration.
Aye, as I think everyone did too.
I can
That's all right.
pop my inspiration. Go ahead and take that hit.
All right. So we've got a good old 15.
15 points. Any
Damage.
any charges getting spent from the staff?
Oh.
Be some extra sweet damage.
I don't know. I've never looked at the short-term madness table. I have no idea how bad that is.
So they are, as their name suggests, only short term.
I'm gonna stand pat and
Okay.
stand, and then I am using my mobile feat, going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna move there, around there.
Okay. It is Onyx Sky's turn, and she will jump in here and give Rachna a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
D8 to add to attack, check, or saving throw.
Okay.
Doesn't Fate also have one of those floating?
He sure
Yes,
does.
I do, but I haven't needed it yet.
Let me just do a quick. Just looking at the bard spell list really quick. See what other cool stuff she might be able to do.
They're fun, especially if a lore bard, they can literally just pretty much learn any spell.
Hmm.
including the super restrictive paladin ones at high level real early.
Is it too late to add the 1d6 sneak attack damage I forgot?
Oh, please do.
Then
Oh, yeah.
add one more, 4 more hit points, please.
Extra 4.
Yeah, bards and 5e are super fun. I almost thought about rolling one up for my secondary character, but
Yeah,
kinda wanna
bards,
play-
bards are dope.
I kind of want to play a gypsy bard that I've been thinking of.
that'd be fun. I know I've already got my secondary character figured fully out. I'm so excited.
Okay,
Yes,
she's
you are
gonna.
so excited for your primary character to die.
Yeah, because it's gonna happen. We have to fight this Etten, and we're all in a tiny room.
Well, if I'm any example,
she is gonna cast heroism on Rachna. So as long as she maintains concentration, you are immune to fear, and you get 3 temporary hit points at the start of your turn,
yay.
which is right now.
Okay. First, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself as a 3rd level spell. And for some reason, it doesn't cast as a 3rd level. So I'm going to roll 2 more d8s.
Do it up. Oof.
That's 19 more hit points than you had a second ago.
Plus the 3 temporaries that you have.
Yep.
Alright, that's your action to do that. Would you like to move anywhere?
Nope, not yet.
If- Rockna, I don't know if you know this. If you click on your token and the bubbles pop up, if you click on the bubble with the health and type in plus or minus into the white bar above it, it just adds it right in.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's much faster than having to go into your character sheet and do it.
Okay.
This magely dude here is going to... He's going to look a little panicked seeing you guys chasing after him. So he's going to... Well, I mean, he's got a couple of 1st level spells, so we're shoot off a magic missile at old Feint. He's going to step up just so we can see you a little bit. And Feint to get pelted. Actually, it's going to go like 5 extra feet. He's going to throw... He's going to use a 2nd level spell. Cast an extra... So 2nd level spell coming at you. 2d4 plus 2 to Feint. 5 damage. And then the other 2 missiles go to Bastion for 6.
Alrighty.
And then he will turn around and barge in this door. Feint.
All right. So Feint is going to run up here, peek his head in the door. What's in the door?
You peek in the door, and you see what looks to be a study of some sort. You see that there is a bed in here, a desk full of papers and books, and a chest sitting in one corner. You also see a very scared-looking magician, as well as 2 doors in this room as well.
Okay. So yeah, Feint's going to walk in here, and he's going to essentially take his action to swing to essentially attack him first.
Mage Armor doesn't stop magic missile anymore.
Does a 14 hit?
It does not. He is mage armored.
Okay, then I'm just gonna essentially punch him in the forehead.
You also have a bardic inspiration. You could make that
Oh
hit.
yeah, I forgot about that.
With
17?
does it. Hey, for 9 piercing damage.
Whoops, I didn't mean to click that again. How does that make him look after that?
He is not yet bloodied.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out and essentially punch, and also like, can I? Yeah, I'm gonna just punch him in the forehead, or like as hard as I can, just right in the nose.
Punch stabbing.
The technique invented by the Tabaxi. 16 hits.
Sometimes also called brain scratching.
For 4 more points of damage, and then afterwards I said, I would advise you to stop slinging your spells and why don't you come join us back out here? And I'm just gonna kind of like walk forward to him as close as I can get and just kind of like glare at him, I guess would be the best way.
Okay, so you're being like, I'll kill you if you don't sort of come to join us.
It was I cut you across your chest with this sword, and then I just straight sucker punched you. This can get much worse if you don't stop acting stupid.
Okay. Alright, it is then Bastion's turn.
Alrighty. Bastion is going to move up here, and he will then take the. God. Actually, he's going to move over here, and let me do a little bit of math. Would I be able to clip the Etten if I shot from... Whoops. Come on. There we go. Shot from here.
Yep, you could get a clean shot from there.
Alright, I will unsling my bow and take a shot at the Etten. Because I do not have enough movement to get into the room. So I'm just going to kind of set up and fire. Crit.
Ooh,
Nice.
awesome.
For 11 points of damage.
All right, an arrow goes streaking above your head, Ragna, hitting the Etten between its two heads in its weird, like, double neck region. It cries out in pain as it is bloodied by this strike.
I'm going to start taking levels in Ranger, guys.
You tend to do that where you just get a massive amount of damage just from a bow shot.
I think this is my second bow crit in the game.
Yeah.
I also think it's like your second bow shot in the game.
Yeah, so I'm
Took one at
batting,
the skeleton.
I'm batting 1,000 here.
It's about 1,000 now. It is the Etten's turn. So, it is... Ragna refuses to die, so it will try to continue to make Ragna die. 2 more attacks. The battle axe coming up first.
Oh my
Another
gosh.
crit.
Jesus.
And...
Shit.
Oh, 2 more hits.
Shit.
Battle axe gonna deal out 31 points of damage.
I'm down.
Oh no, in the second.
Oh wait, no. Temporary hit points.
Oh, the
thank
10 hit
God.
points saved you. Well, quote unquote saved you.
They kept
the
you
mo-
from taking two failed saving throws
Yeah.
immediately.
And then the Morning Star gonna come in for another 15.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that brings Ragna down. So 2d8 plus 5 gets you. Okay. Indeed, you guys sort of hear Jerry and Bastion probably. You guys hear Ragna give it a yell as he is crushed down by the Morning Star of the Etten.
Bastion probably sees it.
He certainly does.
Yep.
Does. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I imagine
Jerry.
Jerry just hears this sickening crunch in the other room, and he just thinks, "Oh shit!"
Sounds like a
I gotta
tin
do
can.
something." And he's gonna use his movement to come back around 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and he's just gonna yell at the Etten, get away from him. And he'll use his Viperwood staff, and he's just gonna channel all of his rage and hate for this creature into his attacks. So he's gonna use his
Right.
bonus action
to do an unarmed attack.
Oof. Okay, that Viperwood staff misses, unfortunately, but the unarmed attack hits.
So 8 damage.
8. All right, takes the 8.
And he's going to use his mobile feat to move 5 feet away. Is all he's got left.
Okay. It is turn of Onyx. You know a little more about her than I do, Faint. So, like,
Bastion is out of tricky
would she be
bullshit he can
one
do.
to put herself in danger to save her brother's friends?
She was always the voice. She was the one who would take the fall whenever I did something stupid. So infer that for what you would. She probably would. But yeah, no. I mean, as much as like, yeah, no, she probably would. She'd probably have a more dilemma about it, but she'd probably see Faint off doing the same thing, putting his life on the line to get everyone out of here as best he can, and she'd probably do the same.
Okay.
But she's also very like she's the smart one, or she's the one who is the rational one, for the lack of a better term.
Okay.
Also, we are her way out, so
That too.
Just looking up a spell. Okay, so she's gonna come in, sort of step into the room because she needs to be able to see the creature. So she has to step there, which is, I think, still within this thing's threatened range because it's got big old stupid large weapons. No, the reach is 5 feet, so she's good. And she is going to the music, Jerry. You can hear the music she plays becomes very frantic and very sort of swirling. And Jerry, you can see this sort of like scintillating pattern emerge in the air in front of her. And she will, through much effort, you can see her sort of like sweating on her brow. She will cast Hypnotic Pattern at the Etin. So the Etin must make a Wisdom saving throw, or be incapacitated, charmed and incapacitated, and speed of 0, all this good stuff. So let's see. So she's at least 5th level, so she has a +3. So she's working at a DC of 14 here.
I would say a 3 doesn't pass it.
I would say that is how numbers work. So you see, the Etin is like mesmerized by this hypnotic pattern that she is creating as it washes over it. Indeed, the Etin just sort of like both its jaws go slack and starts drooling on the ground as it just stares at the hypnotic pattern. It is charmed by her, and while charmed, it is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. If someone were to deal damage to the creature, this would shake it out of its stupor. Alright, so after that, it is Rachna's turn, and we need a death saving throw, I do believe.
Okay, and that's Constitution, right?
It's just a flat D20.
Okay.
If you just click on the death save button on the character sheet, it'll do it up. Alright, that is 1 success. Right, the magician he will make a wisdom saving throw to see whether he goes along with you or not. If he succeeds, he will go along with you because this might be the better option for him. I think he thinks he can still take you.
All right.
Just 'cause
What's he gonna do? He's right in my face. He can't cast spells without provoking opportunity attacks or with disadvantage.
I do not believe that is how that works. actually.
No, he can't target range on someone else opportunity attacks. But if he's up close, ranged spells and ranged attacks have disadvantage.
Yes, if he were to make an attack roll.
Yes.
But he has one handy dandy first level spell slot left. That he's going to use for a magic missile.
Rude.
I
Going
know.
after the old chestnut.
I mean, it's classic for a reason. 12 points of damage to Feint. As he blasts you at point blank range with a barrage of magical missiles. He says, "You will never take me, cat creature."
I had 13 hit points.
Oh man.
Oh.
So, Feint takes that, and like you can tell he's hurting, or you would be able to tell he's hurting. His like his first inch, the heavy cloak that it was covering him, kind of like burned and battered, and he kind of like does that thing. He nods his head like, "All right," and just without hesitation, he just assuming that's the end of his turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, without hesitation, like Feint just flips his sword back around and just jams it into the dude. So I'm gonna make a short sword attack.
That is going to hit.
Good roll.
Ooh, 11 points. He doesn't go down.
All right.
He's hurting.
With that being the case, Feint is going to see that like his sword's in him. So what he's going to do is he's going to take it and kind of just uppercut him again with his other arm, but with his claws fully extended to where it's a bladed uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
hit.
The 14 just misses.
Ah.
Yeah, he just sort of staggers back from the force of your first blow.
All right, if you're gonna keep being dumb about this, then I guess there's only one thing to do with you. And Feint's going to then, because I also have the mobile feat, I'm going to essentially jump on this chest and like get over here and stand in the doorway over here.
Okay, cool. Bastion.
All right. Does Bastion recognize the is there like hypnotic lights happening around the Ettin's eyes that Bastion would be able to see?
Yes, and the Ettin is clearly just like standing there drooling. It's dropped its arms to its side, just not in an aggressive posture at all.
All right. So Bastion would be like readying to take another shot at the Ettin, and then see this go off, hear the commotion, still scrambling and thudding and whatnot happening in the room behind him, and he's going to loosen his bow, come up here, kind of see the situation that's occurred, see that the guy is still looking defiant, and he is going to take a shot at this mage. Would I be able to see him from there, or would I be ready to go into the room?
You can see him from there.
Okay. Then let us fire my longbow.
Ooh, this hits.
Boom.
Hey, 5 points of damage. He is looking rough, but he's still up.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
And then after that, Bastion is going to duck back around the corner here. So 5,
All right.
15.
I've noticed everyone on the battlefield has got the last either 10% of their hit points are dead. It's
Yeah.
Jerry's doing the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, Feint's sister is.
Oh yes, yeah, true. Yeah, well. Okay, it's the Ettin's turn, and I believe he's just incapacitated. He can't save out of it. If I read Hypnotic Pattern right. Let's do it again just to make super sure. If anyone can beat me to it, feel free. Here we go. Failed save. The spell ends for the creature if it takes any damage or if someone uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. All right.
My one question about this is, am I in the 30-foot cube. Do I need to make a
Um,
saving throw? It doesn't look like it says.
I think that she could easily position it over me because I can't see.
Yeah, like she would have probably. It's each creature in the area who sees the pattern. So I think you may have been like, we'll say you didn't see it. You were like running
Alright.
back.
right at the edge.
And you
Okay.
didn't see
Or
it.
just put it over me because I'm currently unconscious and can't see.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So you're fine.
Cool.
All right. The end is done. So it's Jerry's turn.
Jerry's gonna look at the Etten hypnotized, and he's gonna try and squeak past the Etten along the wall, and get to Rachna. And he is going to try and pull Rachna. This Etten. So he's trying to pull Rachna out of the battlefield. And so yeah, that's what Jerry's doing.
Ed's incapacitated, so I don't think it take reactions or anything.
Let me just check really quick what incapacitude does.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about
I know
that.
it shuts down almost everything. I just want to be super sure. Yep, can't take actions or reactions. Alright, so you drag Rachna over this way.
I
Nice.
accidentally just left the table, so if you don't mind pulling it over there.
I do not mind at all. All right, it is Onyx Sky's turn. She will run over. Give Rachna the old Cure Wound special. 15 big ones back to Rachna.
Good one.
It is then Rachna's turn. If you would like to do something.
Okay. Are we basically counted as out of combat besides the mage? Like this area?
Yeah. I mean, I think, sure. If you want to be out of combat, then you are certainly allowed to do this.
Well, that was unpleasant. And I'm basically just going to stand up.
Hey, can we not be out of combat because hypnotic pattern is only a minute long?
Oh, geez.
Sure.
That's a meta thing, but everyone would know that, or at least Sky would know that if she's cast.
Yeah. She'd be like.
You have a minute to get the hell out of here.
Hmm. Okay, this mage guy, he sees that you're as weak as he is, so he is going to... He has no first level spells left. He has a dagger. He has a dagger, though. He's going to pull out the dagger, and he's just he's blindly in fight mode now.
All right, come on then.
He's gonna swing his dagger at you, but it
Guess what?
misses.
Yeah, that 13 don't hit that 17.
All right. Yeah,
I'll
so
just-
he.
Even bloodily, I'll bat it away, kind of just with the edge of my sword, and
Yeah, he just runs at you with all the expertise of a man with no expertise, basically.
With all the expertise of a prattling toddler.
I faint. End this eternal conflict.
oh, I'm about to. I'm gonna take a swing with that long sword. As I bat it away, I just kind of hit it away to the right, and I mean, it doesn't have to go flying or anything, but as it knocks his arm away, he looks sideways to it where I hit it, and I just want to bring it right across his throat.
Let's see this happen. The 13 misses.
All right, I'll just punch him again.
All right.
The famous Tabaxi handshake. A punch.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Faint,
Drama
faint,
continues.
faint maybe is playing it off a bit. He's hurting a lot, but he's trying to play tough guy, and it's not working. No, thank goodness no one's there to see it though.
Well, there's
I imagine
Bastion there.
they both can hardly see through the blood soaking into their eyes, and they're just
Oh.
wildly swinging at each other.
Yes. Bastion,
Bastion is going to tilt his head around the corner and be like, "He's still not down," and he's gonna like at this point his his allergies are really starting to get to him between like mage armor and all the shit that's been on, and he's just like, "He's still not down." And he's gonna sneeze and cast acid splash on the mage.
Okay. Let's make a dexterity save.
Boop.
The great dexterity of the mages. He fails.
Success. So he is splashed with sneeze.
All right, he takes 8 points of acid damage, and as he and Feint are just like locked in this bloody melee, his back is splashed with acid, and he gives out a great yelp as it burns through his robes, and he has not the strength to stand up as he collapses on you, Feint, quite dead from the acid burns.
Faint just like watches him fall, takes a big deep sigh, and then like does the same, passes out, just like whack.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's a 1 hit point. That like it's more of like a collapse kind of thing. Like,
Okay. I thought you were like, and I fall unconscious. I was like,
no,
oh,
God, no.
Okay.
Now's not the time. It's more of like a lean against the wall and just like.
Gotcha.
Upon seeing that, Bastion will rush in and like try to grab him. It's just like we're out of, it's like we're not out of the thick of this, or we're out of the thick of this, but we're not out yet. We need to go. And while I'm in here, I'm gonna take a quick scan around. Do I notice like any like documents on the desk or like anything?
Yeah, there's several letter-looking things and like a big book that's opened. The book has all these strange arcane glyphs in it.
Grab it all. Throw it into a bag. We can deal with this later.
Bastion will kind of do the arm sweep across the desk into his sack.
How big is that chest in the corner?
It is so big that you would have to drag it out or get 2 people to carry it between them.
Bastion. Let's grab this. This might be of use too. All we have to do is get through the other doors, and we're home free into the cellars.
As you guys are saying that, you hear like a commotion and like shouts of preparedness coming from the south.
The south?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bastion says, I'm not sure if we have enough time for that.
From the south, meaning like down here, right? Oh, okay.
All right. So Bastion's just like,
There's a door.
Hmm?
There's the door behind. Like Fate will turn around and see the door, and is like, "Come on, we'll go this way then." And after you like, Fate will eye the chest, like, "I wish we could." Fine. Kick open the door, and he'll send Avara over to the other side. And when he sees the rest of the group there, he'll tell her to go over there telepathically. Tell them it's like, come into the room, and then we head immediately through the door to the left and through the secret passage. Come on. So, as we like exit out here, want to head back this way, meet up with them here, because even though the Etten is it's still a minute. So I mean, we can do all this within the minute and then get out just far enough to where we can make a run for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So everybody, you all converge in the ruined chapel, running for your lives because you hear shouts of like more slavers coming up as reinforcements.
Also, while we're going, I'm gonna make another religion check to see if the shift revealed anything.
Certainly.
Also, if anyone's looking, there's a significant amount of blood loss that's happening with Feint right now. Like, he's covering up the blood trail, but it's like all the rags and cloaks that he's using to like wrap up the.
Indeed.
Can I still use the 19?
Yes, yeah, we can keep the die roll, just change the modifier.
Jerry will
it's just one less, so 21.
Okay. We'll get to that in a hot second. Ragna, what's Jerry doing?
Oh, Jerry was going to offer an arm to Feint to help him run along.
Okay, cool.
Like lean on his wounded. Like if he's too wounded to run himself.
Like he'll take it. Like he can hold himself up, but he's not looking great, so he'll happily take it and be like, "All right, come on."
All
Kinda like-
right,
and
Rock. Yeah, sure. Just finish your thought.
I was just gonna say, and like as everyone's like running, like Feint's going to kind of lag behind and kind of make sure that everyone's getting through and everything. Make sure that everyone's getting out. That's something like he's been worried about ever since like he didn't want to drag his friends into this massive danger, and then he was worried that one of them might die. So
Okay, cool. Ragna, as you are sort of running out, the shift from Bastion Shatter, it reveals something that catches your eye. Some clutter fell, and you see under some of the stones that moved, there looks to be some sort of like old book, like half covered in the water that fills this room.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it and basically go.
Yeah, just quickly glancing, you see that it bears the symbol of your god, Dicastus.
Yeah, I would stay and kill them all. However, not doing too well.
Yes, the entire party is at half hit points or below, and you guys make a break for it. Leading the way, you go back out those double doors, past the cages where some sort of beasts were chained up previously. And you guys,
Apparently, dragons.
that's a good guess. And you flee back up into those cellar passageways.
Once we actually have a moment to stop, I'm gonna cast Prayer of Healing on everyone.
All right, that is the 10-minute one. So whenever you guys feel
Yeah.
like you're having the 10-minute break, that will
Basically,
certainly
yeah.
go off.
we'll take a 10-minute break when we get back to our agreed on upon meeting place for Owl after we pulled everything off. Which
And everyone regains 21 once we get there. I think there's no danger on the way since we made it back this way beforehand, but I'm not sure.
So you guys peel back into the cellars. You move quickly enough that the slavers who were gathering for reinforcements, they don't catch up with you. And once you get into the cellars anyway, they're catacomby enough that people have no hope of like following you. So, indeed, you have escaped, but barely, from the slavers.
Success.
oh god.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. I'm glad we took care of that thing on the way in.
Yeah, Bastion would definitely make sure that we are like ducking and weaving the cellars in such a way that it makes us real hard to follow, and also makes it like so that we avoid as many people as possible, or creatures, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd assume that where we all agreed to meet up was either at Al's business or a agreed upon safe house that someone knew of.
Yeah, it would definitely be a safe house that would have been by the Rouge Market.
Yeah, so I assume we're all sitting in there now, and
Indeed. Yeah.
it's just
So you get to the building that the safe house was in. The rain is still pelting down. So you are covered. You gave Onyx the cloak.
one of the many.
Indeed. So she has it pulled tightly around her, and just like she clings tightly to you, Feint, as you're making your sprint through the rainy city. It's like well past midnight at this point, like 2 in the morning or something. And you do the knock on the door that Al told you, and there's an old man who like quickly ushers your whole group inside. There's like a small room he leads you to on the second floor. There's a nice fireplace crackling there, and there's a tray of bread and wine. The old man says that Al should be along shortly.
Okay, and at that point, I'm going to heal everyone for 21.
Yes.
Bastion will, Faint will look at Bastion, and kind of take everything in that's happened. No,
I don't know how long I've been muted.
keep it.
Bastion
Ah.
says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, I have. And he'll sit. And is Onyx nearby, or is she laid down at this point?
She is like basically as close to you as sisterly possible.
Okay, yeah, he'll look at her and smile, and he'll look at his friends, and no, I've I've had my fill of it entering, if I'm being honest. It will do no good sitting in a closet back home. I think I'm going to take Al up on this offer. I think me and my sister are going to be smuggled off in that airship. And
By the way, when Ratna got to the room, he takes his armor off.
I'm sorry, honestly. I know I promised to assist you guys with the Gaspari issue and everything else, but I've been away from my sister for so long. And he'll look over at Onyx, or he'll look over at her, and he'll smile, and he's like, "Do you know the joy it brought me seeing your face again? After all these years, all the things we've done came flooding back in an instant. And it was like I never lost you. I can't think of..."
She would just say, "Yes, brother, I know this feeling because I felt it too when I heard your voice outside my cell. It was the same."
Exactly. Though we haven't traveled for very long, he'll turn back to the group. And I don't know if everyone's paying attention or what. He'll turn back and he'll kind of give a smile. He probably has a lot of like the blood's washed off in the rain and stuff, but he's still pretty scarred up and pretty like beaten. I've been at this for a long time. I've went through hell and high water to find her, you. And then I met you guys. And though we haven't traveled for very long, every single one of you, agreed to throw your lives on the line to help me. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And I hope you're not angry or disappointed that I cannot stay. But that doesn't mean I cannot help. I will do anything in my power, whether it be calling in favors with Al, or giving you a stick that might fly, to help you. Perhaps even this mess that we have caused with Esperanza will help with the Gaspari issue. I don't know. But I think my time adventuring is up, my friends. But if you ever find yourself in the Western lands, feel free to stop in. My mother, our mother, runs a small shop in the city. Aaron, what's the city's name?
Kimara.
Our mother, she runs a small shop in Kamara. It's mostly a general goods shops, but it has some specialty items. It is called the Cat Cradle. Ask around. Not a lot of tabaxi shop owners in that city, but there are a few. It'll be easy enough to find. But after we leave, which I don't know when Al will be able to make that happen. After we leave, though, always feel free to stop in. You have a friend there, and you will always have a friend in me. And anything else you need, you can write. I will do my best to stay in touch, but I'm sorry. And like he'll legitimately look like sad, but it's one of those things that's like he, without saying it, he's kind of saying it's like I've almost gotten you guys killed a couple times already from my stupid choices. Maybe it's time I go.
Ratna's gonna put a hand on his shoulder. Well, to be honest, I'm kind of glad. You're a tyrant. Most adventurers don't get to. I probably won't get to. But hey, have a good life.
He'll look kind of taken aback at that. Thank you, Ragnar. I'm sincerely grateful for everything you guys have done. I feel humbled knowing that I was able to meet you guys, every single one of you. But still, the short time we've been together, I've almost killed you multiple times between the pit and the gelatinous cube and even the situation.
The gelatinous cube, you were the only one that was really in danger at the time.
Bastion will hold up his hand and say, look, we were in trouble when you first found us. It's not entirely your fault, the situations we get into. But if you really want to thank us, pay this kindness forward, right? Don't let the fact that you get to retire and to live your life go to waste.
Faint will cock his head. What do you mean?
Bastion will say, it's just, I kind of have a thing. In the past, I had to learn that in order to survive, it took helping others, because that's really all I had to give. And I learned that by helping others, they will either return the kindness or pay it forward to another. And there are some people out there that would just, take the kindness at its face value and move on with their lives. I would just ask that you not do that and continue paying this kind of goodwill forward.
Of course. It is essentially a Tabaxi tradition, a 1-for-1. And then actually it's 1 for 2. For every kindness you pay twice. It's a old tradition. It was part of our clan's tradition, honestly. That is that is a story to be told in the Western lands. Of course, though. We'll consider the first payment to be the broom. Oh, and also this. And he'll unstrap his sword. And this is the first time you guys probably have ever taken a look at it. It's kind of got almost a bronze gleam to it. And the pommel, it has the same symbol of the same insignia that he has on his cloak, which is the face of a cat with like almost a Cheshire grin on it. And he'll hold it out to Jerry. This is perhaps a alternative to that wicked thing you wield there. It's not much, but it does pack a little bit of more of a punch than your average sword. At the very least, you might be able to sell it make a pretty penny off of it.
And Jerry will just smile and say, I took an oath as a monk, one where I swore to hold no property and to wander through the lands doing whatever good I could. Go towards the path of redemption, though I have a long ways to go from where I was. Helping you find your sister, maybe it's one small step down that path. And he'll look sort of at the staff in his hand, and the thought will cross his mind for the first time that maybe that staff is sort of taking him in the other direction where he's been, as opposed to where he could go. And he'll take the sword from Feint and nod his head and just say, I wish you and your sister the best.
And you too. I do ask one favor, though. This is... maybe this is selfish of me, but can you look out for Maxwell? The boy probably thinks I hate him, and for a while I did, but he's not the worst noble I've ever rubbed noses with. He truly wants to help his father, and honestly, if we change the life of a higher up, perhaps their lives will become less troublesome. Oh, also, he promised he would pay his slaves decently, so you have to make him hold them to that. Otherwise, well, no. Don't worry about what happens otherwise. Just make sure he does it.
Rutton is going to smile at that.
Maxwell may feel safer if you are heading out of town, Feint.
It's a shame. I'll miss the brat. Well, I assume whenever Al gets here, the plans will be made concrete. But I figured while we are sitting around, I might as well share the plans that I had with you. And honestly, I don't know what reaction I was expecting, but it was not this. It was, I don't know, perhaps anger, perhaps scathedness. It's hard to tell. And he'll look at Rocknut. Also, you might want to put that cloak on that I gave you before. It helps you stay a little quiet. At least quieter. And he'll crack a smile.
Rutton will also smile. Well, if it helps me to sneak around Ettins.
Yeah, I did not get to see you get crushed like a can. I'm almost disappointed. And again, with a wry smile, and he'll kind of look over his friends. I owe you everything, every single one of you. If there's anything we can do to help, call on the Sandwalker, or call on the Doomwalker clan. They are in the deserts of the west, but if you show them that, and he'll nod at the sword that he gave you, they'll know you can't. They'll know what it means. And yeah, that's Feint's farewell for the most part.
It has been an honor fighting by your side, Feintwind.
It'll be an honor to not have to fight again because of you. And he'll nod at Bastion. And
It'll be far less interesting without you falling into all the holes around here.
that happened one time. And then I imagine at that, Sky would kind of like be a little curious.
Bastion just
Oh,
openly
certainly.
laughs at that.
So it'll be a thing. It's like I kind of am picturing it like after that I start telling Sky of the story that I went through to reach her, and through this it probably enlightened some of the party about exactly like how he spent multiple years in the Thieves Guild out west using their assets specifically to track her down or to get any leads. He finally got a lead, and it led him to this continent, and that's about the time he stumbled across them going through the forests, and well, the rest is history.
Just as you're talking about all of this, Onyx will say, she says to everybody but Faint, she says, thank you so much for helping my brother on his quest. I do not know if this would be useful to you, to those who stay in this city, but I overheard a few things. That man, or he was once a man, the one known as Cain. I know what
By
he
the
was
way,
doing.
yeah,
Oh,
at his name, Ragna's going to tighten up.
He spoke to me once, and only once. He came into my cell, and he asked in his terrible voice to see my soul. I did not know how to do this for him, but without me saying a word, he touches my forehead. His eyes glow, those horrible jewels around his empty, dead eye sockets. And then he just shakes his head, and he leaves my cell. I think the prisoners who they were lifeless and dead, I think he took their souls.
Could Bastion roll a knowledge arcana something to see if he knows anything that sounds even remotely close to this?
Religion?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Both are fine. Let's see that religion check first. 15. So Rachna, you, from a religious point of view, you certainly know that beings of the lower planes value souls as currency. Devils, particularly. Maybe he was, farming for cash, basically, to deal with the devils. Bastion, from an arcane standpoint, souls can be very powerful, and they can fuel many things. Old magic, dangerous magic, powerful magic. All of it can be fueled via souls.
Bastion's going to say, well, whatever he's into, it probably does not bode well. Thank you for sharing this information.
I am just glad that I got to see Faint again. And again, I thank you all for helping him. It is as he says, if you ever need anything, ask for the Dunewalker clan. We will do our best.
After hearing about what Vermincade is doing, or at least what he thinks that Vermincade is doing, he's going to look at the book he got from the temple and use mending.
Indeed. Pages were certainly torn or detached from the spine of the book, and many of the pages are sort of waterlogged and unreadable, but I would say that a mending spell or two could certainly repair the book to a mostly readable state.
And after the break in in sort of conversation. You would see Jerry sit crisscross style and begin meditation, and you see him set the staff and the short sword sort of in front of him as he meditates.
Hmm. Moments later, the meditation is not interrupted, but there is a knock on the door, and the old man, who is just sort of teetering around, trying to not pay too much attention to your private conversations, he goes and answers the door, and you see Al, looking a little frazzled, and he looks in. He says, "Oh, you see this wave of little leaf wash over him as he sees Faint and Onyx." He says, "Faint, you have done it."
Somehow we managed to pull it off after all. It's almost like we knew what we were doing. And with that, Faint will stand up, and he is beating the hurling back right now.
Only almost. We really don't.
And he says, he goes over and just wraps you in a very friendly hug, and he says, he gives you a big pat on the back, and he says, you know, I almost thought you couldn't do it. I thought, Faint, you were going off to your own suicide. But you have proved me wrong once again, my old friend.
I've somehow proven myself wrong. I thought the same exact thing.
You wouldn't let that happen.
And then he turns to greet Onyx, whom I'm sure he saw probably in the past, though he was not as good acquaintances as he was with you. And he gives her, he says, "Onyx, I am glad you are safe. Blessing of the 1,000 gods upon you." And she nods back. But then he turns. He seems, he looks antsy, and he says, "I am glad that you are safe, but we have no time to lose. The merchant princes, the ones who own the airship, they are leaving much sooner than I thought. In a few hours. If we are to go, we must go now."
Right. All right. Well then, my friends, comrades, I suppose this is goodbye until next time. I expect to see you eventually. Alright, do something. You are all family now. And to Tabaxi, family is very important. And he'll leave. Also, take care of those shiny things for me. And they'll duck out.
As he's going, Rutten is going to say, "I have no doubt you'll find more."
You just see the OK symbol, the OK hand coming out the door as he's leaving.
Indeed, and you leave with Al out into the rainy nights of Valdore, the city of love and stars. And Al, using his expert skills, there's a big crate which he asks you to get in. He gives you a final goodbye as he closes the top of the crate upon you, Faint, and he says, "Do not make it so long until I see you again, eh?"
Of course, my friend. You're always welcome out west too. And he'll give him a cat-like wink, and then just kind of, I do not have any money to give you. I apologize, but well,
He says, "I will just add it to your tab, eh?" Gives
that
you a
is
smile.
an ever-growing tab, my friend.
"I will come to collect one day, old friend."
Tab. Axie.
You'll die first, you old fart.
And he gives you a smile, and then he closes the lid of the crate and gives a reassuring tap on the top. Moments later, you feel the crate being lifted, and you are whisked away. Perhaps out the window of the safe house, you guys see the airship slowly sort of leave through the rainy clouds over the city. knowing that that your friend is safely on his way home with his sister. And with that, I think we will end tonight. Everybody A gets inspiration, and everybody B levels up to level 7.
Woo!
Yay!
Wow.
Hey,
That was an awesome session, guys.
That was great.
so good, guys.
Yeah.
That's a really cool way to end Faint's character arc. That was fucking cool.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly
Worried.
didn't see him staying on afterwards. I had
I
no
didn't
doubt
e-
he was going with his sister.
I didn't either, and I had messaged Aaron a few weeks ago. Honestly, I was having issues role playing him beyond that, anyways.
Yeah, it just seems his motivation is so clear. It'd kind of be a stretch for him to stay, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe this time we won't have 2 rogues.
Bastion
was fun.
also definitely has like that, like his like contact information written down in a notebook somewhere, along with like Jack and Arcus, and he's building a list now.
And indeed, if I can be bold to take the narrative for just a hot second,
Yeah.
perhaps at some point during this evening, Bastion would have a look at the papers he acquired from the slaver den.
I imagine he was probably doing that about the same time that Rachna was mending up that book.
Ah, perfect. You acquire several letters, which we can get into next time. But the tome that you swiped is written, as I said, in these very strange, unreadable arcane glyphs.
Now, who do we know that has a lot of arcane knowledge?
I'm pretty sure I was taught by one of those people.
Indeed.
Recently regrowing your hands kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe one of those
Yeah.
peoples.
Yeah, and after Rachna mends the book, he will start reading it.
We can deal with this too now. So, Ragna, you read through this book and you find it to be a holy text of your god, Dicastus. And this is peculiar in the world just because Dicastus is a dead god. He's not worshipped any longer by the people of the world. So to find a tome of his worship is I would imagine that a very prized possession. But you find it to speak of darker things than your initial encounter with Dicastus revealed to you. It reveals additional tenets of the god that lead down a different path than perhaps you had initially walked. And you feel as though this is maybe like the truth of Dicastus.
If Jerry is still meditating, Rachna would probably join him, basically. Just think on that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last thing I think for Jerry for the night would be he'd sort of wake up with those 2 things he was meditating on, the sword, which to him sort of represents his path towards redemption, and then the staff, which sort of represents like the path back towards revenge and hatred. And he'll stand up and he'll take the sword and he'll look at Rachna and he'll say, I won't force you, but will you give me the other pieces of that evil creature?
Rachna's just thinking for a moment, and he nods. setting the grizzly lollipop out.
Hmm.
Bastion will back the fuck away from it.
And Jerry would wrap it in a is there a sheet in the room?
Like a sheet of paper or like a sheet of cloth?
A sheet of cloth.
Yes, certainly.
He'd wrap the items in a sheet of cloth and then say to Rachna, let's get rid of these.
He'll nod, and
And that's all. Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
he'll basically try and help using Turn Undead, see if that helps.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sure. Why not? You spend a use of your channel divinity, and maybe you don't. It's not turning undead, like per se, like quote unquote. But you definitely channel the holy power, and perhaps with this new information you have about Dicastus, you feel closer to your god in this particular moment, and you channel the will of Dicastus forward, and in the cloth you hear like a snapping sound, and then like rising from the cloth there's this sort of like black like wraith that just sort of like comes up and then just sort of like dissipates.
That's really freaking cool. So Jerry would just look at Rachna and just sort of nod solemnly, like they'd both sort of like had this sort of deep, like religious, spiritual experience.
Rachna will also nod.
Bastion will look very relieved.
All right, my friends. On that, this sort of like climactic night in Valdorain, we shall call it there for this evening.
Perfect. One last mechanical thing. I'm assuming we get
sure.
a full rest.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yay! So we get to level up.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool.
And I will
All right.
do that.
Well, this is like one of the funnest sessions of D&D I almost ever had. So yeah, I'll hopefully we'll play again really soon.
Yep, it was
I hope so
super
too.
awesome. All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
God, that was fun, guys.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Oh, sorry, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. This was a really fun session, and I will catch you guys later. Have a good night.